Steve Young and Jim Kelly, two of the most talked about young quarterbacks in professional football. For Steve Young, we all know his passing excellence, but this young man can run with the football as well. He tossed for over 300 yards last week against Chicago, but look at this. He scores on this run. He ran for 120 yards last week against the Blitz as well. Steve Young of the LA Express. Then there's a rookie from Miami, Jim Kelly of the Houston Gamblers. He's a great passer, and he's got a great core of receivers in the Mouseketeers to throw to. Kelly against Young, tonight from the Astrodome, live on ESPN.
Is not the shootout at OK Corral, but should come close. The Express with Steve Young, the Gamblers with Jim Kelly. We expect about 1,000 yards in offense and perhaps as high as 60 points here at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. And so now, kicking off will be Tony Zendejas. And the man who is deep is Clarence Verdun. He's in the middle. And this will be a short kick, and Verdun will take it at the 9. Verdun across the 20, great speed, breaks it to the outside, and across the 40-yard line. Steve Young will watch as Jim Kelly brings his men on the field. Kelly, number 12. And he's got two slot backs, Ricky Sanders, 80, Richard Johnson, 22. Two wide receivers, Gerald McNeil, 13, Greg Moser, 85. One running back, Todd Fowler, filling in for the injured Sam Harrell, who has 13 touchdowns but is on the bench injured. Dowson and Robinson, the tackles, Boucher and Martin, the guards, and Frank Khalil filling in for the injured Carl Allen at center. That is Johnson in motion. Kelly does what comes naturally, dumps the ball out of there, and out of the backfield comes number 80, Ricky Sanders, and Kevin Turner, starting for David Howard, makes the stop. In the white uniforms on defense, Fletcher Jenkins, George Achika, Charles Ussery, Eddie Weaver, your front four. Danny Rich, 53, Howard Carson, he's the big man in the middle, 54. Kevin Turner made that tackle, 50. The linebackers, your corners, Wyman Henderson, 22, Tyrone Justin, 20, and your safeties, Dwight Drain, 33, and Aaron Mitchell, 34. And immediately we see that Ivan Lesnick has come out, and Achika is not going to play. Lesnick has just been activated. Johnson in motion. And there they get the ball off the hand of Johnson, moving into that zone, Paul, but still had the throw been on target. It would have been a completed pass and a big pickup.
Jim Johnson, Richard Johnson, 22, went straight down the field, and he was wide open. Kelly knows it, too. You got to love Kelly's attitude. He's the kind of young man that's just having a great time. And he came to the USFL because he wanted to start and play. And the other thing about it is when he throws an incompletion or an interception, he knows that he can come back with a reception for 30 to 40 yards.
Third down, 11. They have four wide receivers on the field almost every single play. Kelly with all the time in the world. And there's a good play by Darryl Patillo, coming out to break up the pass, intended for McNeil, number 13. And it's fourth down. Patillo, a nickelback, a rookie out of California State at Long Beach, breaks up the pass.
Oh, McNeil, this talk about a great throw. This shows you what Kelly can do now. It's almost a drop back, but watch where he fires this ball. On the outside, away from Patillo, who is the defensive back, into McNeil's hands, so he can't intercept it.
But they threw a flag on the play and said it is a first down that he interfered, Patillo. So it is a first down inside the 45-yard line. Here's Kelly again. Hadn't completed one yet. Flag is down as Fowler goes straight ahead for a couple of yards.
We're going to have motion on the Houston Gamblers.
And we apologize for not picking up that flag. That flag was thrown. But I noticed it first when you were in the replay. A legal motion. Fowler carried the ball. It'll make it first down and 15. They'll take it since Fowler picked up about 4 yards. Jack Pardee.
Hey, here we go.
All-American at Texas A&M. All-American academically at Texas A&M.
Motion. Offense number 80.
That's
Still first
Sanders.
down.
From the 49, first down 15.
For the people that have not seen the Houston Gamblers before, they do not have any tight ends. There's not a tight end on the field. They use 2 wide receivers, 2 slot backs, and a fullback. So when I say they can flood the zone, they can flood it with 4 people.
Here comes Sanders this way where 2 other men are, so they got 3 over here. Kelly looking this way. Kelly has his man coming up. That's Johnson. Johnson still on his feet inside the 35. Johnson knocked down near the 20-yard line. Dwight Crane came over to make the stop. And Richard Johnson, who started the weekend as the #1 receiver at the USFL, picks up another one.
All right, here's Fowler, the fullback. Here he gets an excellent block on Turner. Gives Kelly time to throw the ball. Now we're going to see the completion. Ricky Sanders is downfield, all right? This is Johnson, but Ricky Sanders, you'll see number 80 at the end of the picture. He's not going to clip. He has presence of mind to stay away from the defensive backs. Watch it right there. You see Sanders standing there, which should have been a clip. He knew it. He couldn't help his running back.
First down from the 19-yard line. Johnson in motion one way, now the other. Kelly, the fake, now hands to Fowler. Dragged down, first down. Fowler dragged down by Aaron Mitchell and Danny Rich. First down, goal to go from the 8.
Jim, we're into our 10th game of the season, and no one yet has been able to figure out this Houston run-and-shoot offense. Here comes Fowler. This is a draw play. Kelly goes back and hands it to him. Now, if Aaron Mitchell doesn't make the tackle here, it's a touchdown. You see Aaron Mitchell there? Dawson, number 72. If he picks up Aaron Mitchell, Fowler goes right into the end zone.
Paul, as you know, the Gamblers have been averaging better than 400 yards a game and better than 32 points a game, nearly 33. So when they get the ball, look out. They're going to score most of the time. There's Fowler again and gets down to the 6. Achika in there to make the big stop, number 75, and there are bundles of others. But this drive began after the good Verdun run back to the 43-yard line at the 43 of Houston. And now it is at the, well, mark it at the 7. So just give Fowler a 1-yard pickup. Second down and 7.
Is it redundant to say that Houston is in a passing situation? They're always in a passing situation. Now it's second down and goal to go. From the 7-yard line, you know they're going to roll and throw.
Amazing thing to me is Fowler's carried the ball 3 times tonight, one of which was called back because of a penalty. That's a high amount of running for Houston. Kelly looking, look back here! Johnson!
Jim, Richard Johnson went down and went clear across the field. He had 2 men on him, and Kelly's going to lay the ball out in front of him again. It's where Kelly throws the ball and how he throws the ball. Watch it. Let's think is there 95. But look at this. Johnson beat everybody in the secondary. Patillo, number 46, is the closest man to him. But when you throw the ball out in front of the man, you should be able to catch it.
67-yard drive. The last 7 to Johnson. Tony Pritchett had the extra point and does. 11:39 left. Early in the first quarter, early in the game, Johnson has caught yet another touchdown pass, his 8th. Hadel's team is now about to come on the field and see what they can do. It's 7-0 Houston, and we'll come back in a moment. Fritch will kick off. Tony Bodie, 24, Mel Gray, 30. Bodie's on your left, Gray's on your right. Let's see what Steve Young can do. They kick the ball along the ground. It'll be picked up by Gray. If he can pick it up, he does it to 15. And whoops! Still on his feet and gets out to the 25 and nearly lost the ball, and a flag goes down.
Well, there's going to be a clipping call, but we have the replay of the touchdown, and Todd Fowler, here's the fullback. Not only does he run with the ball, but he blocks so well in the backfield. Here comes Fowler. His job is to stay in front of Kelly and make sure that he gets the block. There's Fowler's block, number 46. Now we'll watch Mr. Kelly in action and what he does so very well. Watch him find his receiver, Richard Johnson, coming across the middle. He goes step back, and he's throwing this ball going away, lays it out front. Let's think number 95 is there, but it made no difference.
And now Chet Humphrey steps off the illegal block.
Illegal block during the return. Receiving team number 52.
That's John Truitt, a reserve linebacker. That's Jim Kelly. Hello to you, one of 6 boys. Mom had her hands full, I'll tell you. The ball at the 15-yard line. First down, Steve Young gets his hands on the ball for the first time. We'll give you the rest of the lineup in a moment. Young on the pitch back to Kevin Nelson. Nelson gets across the 15. All right. Steve Young, number 8. Kevin Nelson, the fullback, number 3. The halfback was really a flanker or wide receiver, Dave Hersey, 81. JoJo Tonzel, his favorite receiver, 1 wide receiver, 26. Freddie Scott with the Lions and Colts for 10 years. First game, number 87, the other wide receiver. Mike Sherrard, the tight end, 86. Rookie Zimmerman, veteran Hart, the tackles. Jones and Durrett, the guards, and rookie Mike Ruther out of Texas at center. Second down, 7 to go. That is Freddie Scott in motion. Young, the left-hander, dumps it across the middle, and it's caught across the middle by number 87, Freddie Scott. First time he's been thrown to in the USFL, and this medical student out of the University of Michigan, a 10-year veteran in the NFL, makes the catch.
Well, we talked about defense, Jim, at the beginning of the show, and we're not seeing very much of it right now by either team. Of course, Houston's just been on for a couple of plays, but you know, when you're talking about 60 points in the game and 1,000 yards, this may happen before half.
Cleveland Crosby, Tony Fitzpatrick, Hosea Taylor, Brad Anai, the front 4, Andy Hawkins, Kiki Diala, and Eric Scoggins. Your linebackers, and I'll give the rest to you in a moment. JoJo Tonzel in motion. There goes Kevin Nelson following a block of Tonzel, and he's dragged down across the way. Mike Mitchell, 35, made the tackle. He's a left corner. Will Lewis, 24, the right corner. Galvin Eason, 34, and Hollis Hall, 25, your safeties. By the way, Eric Scoggins, number 55, who will play the right-sided linebacker, started every game for the Express in 1983 and was one of the team captains. Now, for the first time, he's going against his old teammates. Second down, 7 to go, the ball at the 44-yard line.
John Hadel said one of the best ways for them to stay into this ball game is to make sure that they can get their running game going. But I think they're just going to be in the same position as Houston. They're going to have to throw the ball.
That's Hersey, the man in motion. Kevin Nelson running with the football again. Nelson slips a couple of tackles and has the first down. Out across midfield. The man who finally tripped him up again was Mike Mitchell, number 35. I tell you what, they won't rewrite the defensive books over this game, at least so far.
All right, here comes Andy Hawkins is going to get blocked down inside, and he's the man that's got to force the play. Hersey is the man that blocked him. When the linebacker gets caught at the inside, he opens up the gap. But Nelson, let's give him credit because he ran very well with the ball. He was hit in the backfield.
Steve Young with better than 400 yards himself last week, including 120 rushing the ball. On first down, stands in there, gets the ball, has his man wide open. Tonzel is now again Mitchell making the stop. First down, 30-yard line. And as they went 53 yards, the Gamblers, so now this ball was put into play by the Express, and they moved from the 15 to the 30-yard line of Houston.
Jim, what makes the play work, first of all pass plays, you have to have the protection. Here's JoJo Tonzel. Now he's coming downfield. Number 35, Mike Mitchell, is supposed to take him short, bump him. But just take a look. There's nobody around. You don't see a black jersey until after he catches the football. And that's too late. But again, when you have good pass protection, you should be able to complete the pass.
Hersey in motion, and Kevin Nelson straight ahead, and a good play at the line of scrimmage by number 93, Hosea Taylor, who last week against Arizona had a couple of outstanding hits, but also a couple of roughing the passer calls. Second down and 10. And Tony Bodie comes into the backfield for the first time, number 24.
Sure, I was looking down here at the cheerleaders. They've got a sign that they're carrying down there called defense. I don't think we're going to see an awful lot of defense.
Freddie Scott wide to the left, Tonzel to the right, 7-0 Houston. Los Angeles has got the ball, 2nd and 10. That's Bodie, who just came into motion. Young has got a clear field in front of him. He's got at least the first down, and down he goes. Steve Young, who had the longest run of the year, 25 yards for a touchdown last week, picks up a good 12 or 13 there. First down at the 17. You know, Paul, I got to tell you something. I make up, as we all do in broadcasting games, different little things to do, but when I knew this game was coming up, I put extra paper down. Watch Young to keep all the scoring I expect to see tonight.
All right, Young, now they had a blitz on the Houston Gamblers on the outside. They had Myers on a safety blitz, but watch what Young does. Now, it's great to go after the first down.
Translation needed for that sign.
There's your defensive sign, but, you know, I'd like to see him go down and not take the hit.
First down 10. Kevin Nelson, fast break to the line of scrimmage. First down. It is first and goal to go at the 4. Maybe I didn't put enough paper on my scorecard for tonight.
Well, when you have great runs like that with Nelson, that means your offensive line is blocking very well. Watch Sherrod, number 86. He's blocking to the outside. And when you block this Cleveland Crosby, the play was actually run inside. But just take a look at what the offensive line does. Tony Bodie gets a sensational block up the middle, and then Nelson reaches the 5-yard line. Another first down, 1st and 5.
Sherrod, the tight end on the left. Long, the tight end on the right. Irsay in motion. And this is Kevin Nelson. Blockers in front of him. Cuts inside. And is dragged down by number 93, Hosea Taylor. Boy, he moved over there. I was looking for a defensive back, but that was Taylor moving very fast. He is a third-year man out of the University of Houston, who most recently played for the Indianapolis Colts when they're back home in Baltimore. Second down and goal to go in this 7-0 game.
When you look at Hosea Taylor, it's just absolutely amazing, Jim. Here is a man that's 6'4", 270 pounds, and look at his waist. It can't be more than a 38-inch waist.
Mel Gray is coming to the backfield, and there's Young rolling out, trying to get away from one man. Goes into the end zone and almost caught in the end zone by Mike Sherrod right at the end zone line. Would have been an outstanding catch. It's 3rd down and 4.
He had his tight end, Mike Sherrod, open. Mike Mitchell was there, but Sherrod has the ball. Now, this is a bootleg pass with Young. He's a left-handed quarterback. He's rolling to his left. He waited just a little bit too long on this play. Now watch Sherrod. He goes out. He's going to be working on Mitchell. He's already behind Mitchell, and it's wide open right here. Well, watch where the ball hit. In his hand, off his shoulder, and he dropped the football.
Mitchell caught up to it, doing a good job there. Here's end zone touchdown. Look at that. That is Bodie. And Tony Bodie has his first touchdown of this year. 4-yard pass, and they move this drive 85 yards and are now looking to tie the score.
The left-handed quarterback throwing to his right. Watch Young hit Tony Bodie. Hollis Hall, 25, trying to cover. But look, again, when you watch these quarterbacks and you watch where the players catch the ball, look where the ball is thrown. To the outside, away from the defensive men.
And now coming on, Tony Zendejas, who had the extra point. And we have a tie ball game, and nobody has stopped anybody all night long. 5:39 to go. A flag has been thrown on the extra point. And it is going to be against Houston, so they will assess that on the ensuing kickoff.
Encroachment, defense, number 77. The point is good. 5-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Houston went 53 yards, made it make 67 yards, as a matter of fact, made it look easy. And then L.A. turned right around and went 85 yards and made it look easy. Who says it's not a matchup between quarterbacks tonight? Kelly and Young. And we've just begun. We've got 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. High game. Fernandez deep, and first to kick off, gets a much better kick this time. Then goes into the end zone, and he's going to bring it out. Little man with a lot of speed. And flags go down in a hurry as he hits to the 10-yard line. Flags went down in a hurry.
That's a mistake, Jim. When you kick the ball that far into the end zone, I don't care how much speed you have, just stay there and take the ball at the 20.
Now, I got to tell you that a man that I used to work with, he was a pretty good runner, disagrees with that. And that's Kyle Rote. And Kyle says anytime you get the ball anywhere, it's an offensive play and do it. But here, let's look at the touchdown.
All right. Here's Young, left-handed passer going out, and watch where he puts the ball for Tony Bodie. Right there. Hollis Hall has no chance, and they had decent coverage.
Now, do you think that 95 yards to go
During the
and
return,
nearly from his own end zone is going to stop Jim Kelly?
Half the distance
Let
penalty.
me tell you something. This
First
young
down.
man, when he left his home this morning, was thrown in the yard. He can throw and throw and throw both. And there's Steve Young. We just saw him.
Look at him laugh.
There's Kelly. And
He loves it.
He really does. He's having a great time. And you got to keep in mind, it's a game.
And he knows there's an outstanding quarterback across the line of scrimmage when his team doesn't have the ball. They love this. That is Sanders in motion. He gives it to Fowler, and Fowler is going to ramble for 6 or 7 yards. Now, you know the story on Todd Fowler out of Stephen F. Austin. When Sam Hurrell went down with 13 touchdowns and leading the league in rushing, they brought in Todd Fowler, who'd only carried the ball a couple of times. Last week, he carried 11 times in his debut for 51 yards, caught the ball 6 times for 70 yards. You just saw the scoring drive of 85 yards and 6 minutes off the clock. You got a 7-all ball game, 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. And it is 2nd down and 4. That's Johnson who caught the touchdown pass in motion. Kelly's got a lot of room to work with. Now throws out to Sanders, who's got the first down. Run out across the way by Dwight Drain, the strong safety. Sanders came into the ball game with 39 catches. If you don't catch more than 30, you don't make a road trip for this team. I mean, they're just throwing it all over the place.
Well, and the thing about it is with this run and shoot offense and all the receivers that they have, and you got to use Todd Fowler in there as one of the receivers. Jim, they spread it out. I mean, Kelly does not have, if you talk to him, a particular receiver that he wants to throw the ball to.
I remember you questioning John Hadel on that today, and Hadel had no answer for it.
He just, we got to cover them all.
It's Thompson coming out here, and they're going to throw the ball to Johnson. Now, he was a running back at Colorado. He can run with the football. Gets across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And Kevin Turner starting over David Howard, who's out with Achilles problems. Howard is their leading sacker, but he is hurt, and Kevin Turner is getting the start on the right side.
All right, L.A. now they're playing a 4-3 defense, Jim. What has to happen are the 2 outside linebackers are key on this defense. They have to get wide on those rollout passes to take the backs coming out of the backfield, take anything from 6 to 8 yards. The middle linebacker, Howard Carson, 54, his job is to read Fowler wherever he goes.
2nd down and 2. Johnson in motion. Fowler looking for the first down, and I don't know whether or not he got it. I would assume he has not, but I have not seen where they're going to actually spot the ball. Down at the bottom, you can see Eddie Meat Fever Weaver and George Achika, number 61 and 75.
They're going to measure it. Actually, Fowler ran into his own man. He would have had the first down easily, but he hit one of his offensive linemen.
Fowler, the way they describe him to me, is like a blonde little Abner. He is so strong, and he doesn't know how strong he is. Was a tight end, drafted as a tight end, and playing fullback. Many times you see a fullback become a tight end. Few times you see tight ends become fullbacks.
I don't remember this team, Houston, with the game we did, you and I did in San Antonio, if they run a quarterback sneak or not, but this is a situation where you just touch the center on the rump and you go.
3rd and short, about a yard. Or, well, you saw how far it is. 7-all. Thus far, and 1 quarter is not an entire ball game, but it's just the kind of ball game we've been looking for. Dan is out wide in the left. What did you say about a quarterback sneak?
He just touched the center on the rump, and he's the only one you really have to follow. See, the 2 tackles are split out on the guards, so there's nobody on the center. The only man that can really get to him is Howard Carson, number 54, who is the linebacker, and all Kelly has to do, watch what happens. He'll just follow Khalil, the center, bang, and he's there. By the time the tackles pinch down Usry and Achika, it's too late.
First down from the 30. There's Kelly looking for Johnson and threw it behind him, and Richard couldn't hang on to it. About to take a belt. It's 2nd down and 10.
Well, he was looking for the quick pop to Verdun, number 89, running straight up the field. If he holds that thing about another count, Verdun will be beyond the secondary, and it'll be a deep one. Don't be surprised to see him go long on this shot here.
Houston drove 57 yards for their score with a 7-yard touchdown pass to Richard Johnson. They kicked the ball off. There was an illegal block, which took L.A. back to the 15. They drove 85 yards with a 4-yard pass to Tony Bodie.
L.A.'s got 6 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, and 4 defensive linemen.
Second down 10. There's the handoff to Sanders. Sanders is going to get the first down. Sanders carries the ball for only the 8th time this year. Picks up the first down at the 41. Our own Justin knocked him down.
Do you call this an underneath reverse coming back? Watch Kelly. He's going to roll to his right and hand the ball back to Sanders coming back this way. He makes one quick move by West, number 47. Once he does that, he's into the secondary and picks up a first down. That's a pretty play.
Jerry Argovitz, the president, team owner, one-time agent. First down. Kelly with time, and down the middle he goes for Sanders, and they can't find him. And Kelly figured, I had him. He had the back split. That was a touchdown. I overthrew him.
I told you, he was going to throw that play to Verdun on this side 2 plays ago, and this time he's got Sanders going right down the seam. Watch what happens. No hesitation. Once he's there, he's beyond the secondary now. Sanders is there. Now he's just trying to catch up with the football. Can't do it. Had he gone full blast to the line of scrimmage, the ball would have been right on target.
Second down and 10 from the 41 of Houston. 2:52 left in this exciting first quarter. It's a tie ball game. McNeil to the left, and Scott McGee has come in, number 88, and he's all the way across the field on the right side. Kelly, look out, and down he goes. Looked like Lee Williams is the man who got him, number 73. And it is going to be 3rd and long. Nobody has been stopped yet.
Jim, you have to be very, very careful with both of these quarterbacks because they both can throw long so well. Their arms are very, very strong. Kelly, we saw him in a game against San Antonio rolling to his left as a right-handed quarterback on the sideline, throw the ball to the other side of the field, which is 53 yards wide and 20 yards downfield, and hit his back right in the gut with the ball, so he can throw.
And then wide now are Moser and McNeil. This is 3rd and long, better than 10. A screen pass, sent out there to Fowler. Flag goes down, Fowler goes down. Shy of the first down, but flags are everywhere. At the 42. And Kelly is now picking himself up off the ground, but he's okay.
It's got to be against Houston, whether it's a legal man downfield.
That's what it is.
And lost it down. We're going to see a punt, which is amazing.
You know, someone asked John Hadel last week, and when the Blitz blitzed them, and the Express had lost 4 fumbles, all of which led to scores, he said, well, did we even punt today? And I said, you not only punted today, but Donnell Daniel returned it 72 yards for a touchdown, Coach. He said, oh, yeah. Everything had gone wrong for John Hadel that day.
Offense, number 63, loss of down, 4th down.
Donnie Martin released and went downfield. It's 4th down. And Dale Walters is in to kick the ball away with Dwayne Gunn, who's got blazing speed, about 4.4.
I saw that young man at Indiana run a touchdown back against Syracuse. Dwayne Gunn can fly.
High. Fair catch. Their catch back at the 27-yard line. First down there. Punt of the ball game. And what do you know? They've been stopped. It's 7-all late in the first quarter. First down, 27-yard line. Young comes out throwing and puts it up here for Bodie, and it is almost intercepted by number 35, Mike Mitchell, the rookie out of Howard Payne, who is probably the fastest man in either secondary out on the field tonight.
Mike Mitchell just made a one-handed grab at it. This ball was intended for Tony Bodie all the way. Young just trying to lay it out over the defensive secondary, and Mike Mitchell made a great play because he was covering on the outside and then moved back in to help out on the inside.
You can see the Express without Young, what they were doing on your left and what they have done since he joined the team on your right. And look, they've doubled the point output. That's Freddie Scott in motion. The ball is put out here for Freddie Scott. He can't hang on to it. Holding with him was Will Lewis, former Seattle Seahawks, Kansas City Chief, number 24. Express will stall on offense. It is 3rd and 10.
Weren't we under the impression that the Los Angeles Express were going to try to get their running game intact?
What'd you say?
Yeah. The first 2 plays in the second possession are passing plays, and you know now that they've got to, they may run a screen here at a little draw play.
Aaron Long is in. Freddie Scott comes out wide to the right. JoJo Tanzel goes to the left. Malcolm Moore is in, flank to the right, and it's a shotgun for the first time tonight for either team. Across the middle, it is caught, and it's not going to be enough. Malcolm Moore picking it up, and Moore, the rookie out of USC, does not get the first down, and now Jeff Partridge will have to kick it away. And we'll tell you again that Donnell Daniel returned the punt against the Express for 72 yards last week. There is Sanders going deep. Sanders averaging almost 9 yards per punt return, and that is a pretty fair average.
Houston, if I was LA, I'd throw a pass right out here. You've got a wide receiver with nobody on him.
They're going to do it. They're going to do it. Get it to him. It's just lobbed out there and down very quickly, and he's got plenty of the first down. Is Troy West, the reserve defensive back. You saw it, but it's a flag back at the 44-yard line. Ineligible receiver downfield. Now, I only saw one man release.
That's all I saw, and that was
an
West.
outside man.
They had absolutely no one, and the ball went off the dirt.
Let's just see what happens here. Again, Ted Humphrey will sort it out for us.
Now, wait a minute. That's a loss of down. The legal man downfield is a loss of down. It's going to give the ball to Houston there.
But I want to find out who it was downfield. I mean, for that to happen, that is a mistake and a half. Now, let us just see what it's going to be, because it's going way back inside the 25-yard line.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 50. Loss of down. First down.
Number 50, who is Kevin Turner, a linebacker. First down, Houston, because it's loss of down.
Jim, we're going to see Partridge here, but this has got to be an automatic call as soon as they see that. Now watch, the ball comes right off the dirt into his hands. This is thrown all away. He's got Troy West on the outside. When you have a pass play, how can you have a legal man downfield when you know, unless he did not get the call? And the man that they called was Kevin Turner, number 50, but Troy West, Verdun, number 89 for Houston, never got out on him. Now there's 50 right there. You see him releasing going downfield. It's a pass play. In fact, they had 2 guys downfield. They had Truitt, number 52, downfield.
Well, one of the strangest turnarounds I've seen. First down, Houston, because loss of down on an ineligible man downfield. Fowler with the ball on first down, and he's going to get down to the 20-yard line, where it'll be second down. Can you remember anything like that before? On a punt, try to throw it, ineligible receiver, loss of down, turn the ball over deep in your own territory.
Jim, again, I have to believe that play was called after they had lined up, when they saw West standing out there by himself. The up back might have made the call, and what happens is the offensive line, and those were linebackers that were downfield, did not get the call.
Second down in a 7-7 ball game, running out of time in the first quarter. Richard Johnson turns downfield, gets the ball short, and unable to go anywhere with it is Ricky Sanders. And it's third down.
Ricky Sanders hit the, what would that be, third base?
That would be third base, but right now that gun is the end of the quarter. 7-all. Come back, it's a big one. 10, each is thrown for a touchdown. Neither has thrown for an interception. Kelly on third down and 4, dumps it out and has his man across the way, Richard Johnson. Rolled out of bounds by Troy West, the defensive back who caught that ball for the apparent first down on the fake punt, only to have an ineligible man downfield and give Houston the ball at the 24. Now they're going to bring the ball back. They're still spotting it over there. And now they move it down to the first down situation at the 13.
Jim, with this run and shoot that Houston Gamblers run, it puts an awful lot of pressure on the defensive backs. Because remember one thing, you're only allowed one chuck, and that's within 5 yards, a bump of the receiver. These receivers are always running away from him, and all Kelly and Young are both doing when the receivers come out and do that is just lay the ball out in front and let him go get it.
Johnson, the dangerous in motion. First down from a 13. Kelly pumps once. Kelly flagged down. Kelly runs out of bounds. The flag is down back at the 15-yard line. And if it's holding, it's going to move them back considerably.
Yeah, it's going to be holding against Houston. It'll be a 10-yarder. We got an injured man down about the 3-yard line.
That almost has to be a wide receiver down there. And it might be Scott McGee, number 88. We'll take a look. That looks like who it is. So while he is down, we will go away for just a moment. Little to reflect there as far as time of possession is concerned, or yardage gained. It's an even Steven ball game with a big mistake thus far. The ineligible man downfield that gave Houston perfect field position at the 24, but now they're faced with a 1st and 20 at the 23.
Close to 200 yards in total offense in the first quarter.
Only 12 seconds have gone by in the second quarter. McNeil goes to the left. Moser replaces McGee on the right, although they alternate all the time. Sanders, the man in motion. Here's Kelly putting it down there, and broken up on a beautiful play by Aaron Mitchell, intended for Moser at the 1-yard line. Mitchell, number 2 draft choice of the Cowboys some years ago.
What happens when you get a guy like Moser going downfield, this ball is laid out. He thought he had a touchdown. Aaron Mitchell comes in, and he knows he can't intercept the ball. The veteran, all he wants to do is knock it away. Here comes Moser. Here comes Aaron Mitchell. He couldn't get it. What a perfect play by the defense. But Kelly, again, he has time to throw the ball, and he really doesn't need a whole lot of time. Fowler's there, picking up Lesnick, number 95, Fowler 46. He'll hit you.
They got every defensive back in the league in there tonight on this play, 3rd and long, and a throw to the end zone. And that is McNeil across the way, out of bounds, with the ball, but out of bounds. And it's 3rd down. Darrell Patillo hit him some here, and you can tell. Believer Patillo drove him out of bounds, but the official there said he was out of bounds.
That's one of the toughest calls for an official. First of all, can the receiver, or does he have enough time to come down in bounds? Let's take a look at the scoring by quarters, Jim. Look at Houston, second quarter, 98 points.
You know, Los Angeles usually breaks on top, and then they get them later in the ball game. Houston does a good job. In the fourth quarter, as you can see, they're still outscoring their opponents. McNeil and Moser, the wide receivers, they're 2 slot backs. They are Sanders and Johnson. 3rd and 20. Kelly, under pressure, steps out, looks, still under pressure, and going to be dragged down. There was only one man near him, Fletcher Jenkins, the second-year man out of Washington, and he got it.
You know, Jim, he was looking at Gerald McNeil, number 13, who was on the far side of the field, and he wanted him to break towards the end zone. If he had done that, he'd have been wide open. No one was near McNeil, and Kelly couldn't get him to move.
Tony Fritz is in and will try a 39-yard field goal. He is 2 for 2 at that distance, and by the way, if they come away with only 3, really, the Express will have dodged the bullet after that ineligible man downfield call. 39 yards out. Fritz has been perfect so far, and not this time, and it's a goalpost, and Fritz fails for the first time in 1984. So they did dodge the bullet. The score is still tied. Steve Young, formerly of BYU, the $40 million man. What did he do last week? That is not a misprint. 120 yards rushing, 302 yards passing. He's the only player to have 100 yards rushing and 300 yards passing in one game. Now, others have done it, but not in the same game, and sometimes not even in the same season. Now, that is the first in professional football. Cody, the man in motion, they're using him a lot more tonight. Kevin Nelson's been right. Oh, that's Mel Gray. Mel Gray across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. He picks up 6 at 2nd down and 4, with Eric Scoggins, his former teammate, holding on. Now, here are the other players that have had 100 yards rushing and 300 yards passing in their careers, but not in the same game. Virgil Carter, Cecil Isbell, Jack Concannon, Steve Grogan, and Billy Kilmer. Matter of fact, Kilmer, as a tailback with the 49ers, had more than one 100-yard rushing day. But 100 plus over 300 yards passing in the same game. That's Townsell in motion. And again, Gray, and Gray's got the first down. Quick man, this rookie out of Purdue. He is playing the fullback role. Nelson is a little bit bigger at 191. Gray weighs only 175. But like Houston, the Express run very little. And when they do it on quickness. First down, mark the ball at the 34.
Well, the last series of downs, the LA Express came out and threw the ball 4 times, because the punter threw the ball. This time they came back. It's their third possession, 2 runs in a row.
I was talking about 60 points. They were 14 in a hurry. Bodie's back in there. Young's going to throw. Is he? Looking to, gets it away, and the ball is caught. Tipped, and Carr catches it. Loretta Scott, Freddie Scott. At the 45-yard line, Diallo got his hands up, and it came down to Freddie Scott. But you may not have heard me say that Scott is in med school. He certainly is in medical school. He is an outstanding student and a good pass catcher.
Well, take a look. But look at the protection. Now, that's Zimmerman, number 56. He gets a great job. Take a look at it. Fitzpatrick, 62, is trying to rush. The center kind of just pulls off and waits. Now, here comes Young. And watch this ball. It's going to be tipped by Kiki Diallo and up right into the hands of Freddie Scott. And Kiki just shook his head. He said, what do I have to do?
7-all, 11:28 to go in the first half. Townsell in motion, first down at the 50. This is Kevin Nelson. Nelson's dragged down, all good play by Kiki Diallo. Well, since he couldn't intercept the ball, he makes the tackle. He was the first man signed to a contract by the Gamblers, small for middle linebacker at 226. But at Texas, he did it all, and he's their leading tackler here.
Well, I talked to Kiki before the game, and he was telling me that they used to run the 3-4 defense, and he was one of the inside middle linebackers, and now he's the middle linebacker by his lonesome. His job, basically, is to key the single back in the backfield, which is Nelson. He goes everywhere Nelson goes.
Bodie, the man in motion. Young, here's Nelson. Nelson tries to run over a few people. Those 191 pounds and gets down to the 44-yard line. Hollis Hall gets credit for the tackle at the 44. It is 3rd and 4.
You know, it's one of those games where when you do it, you're waiting all week long for the game to come, and you know that it's going to be an explosion. It kind of cooled down a little bit. But all of a sudden, you just have the feeling when Houston gets the ball, LA has the ball, that the big plays are always there.
Hersey and Scott to the right. Townsell going over to the right. They're going to flood that right side. So Young will take it away. Bag down. That is Tommy Myers, a former New Orleans Saint, 10-year veteran, who blitzed from his free safety spot.
Well, James, the Houston Gamblers do it. In order to get to Young, you're going to have to blitz him. And watch his right-hand side, the top side. Now, his back is to Myers. Here comes Myers. He sees him at the last second. He's got to tuck the ball back in. Cannot get away from Tommy Myers, and down he goes.
And now Partridge standing at his 30. Sanders, the deep man, back at the 16. There will not be a fake punt here. Delay of game. They ran it down. You wonder about that, because it wasn't like they're trying to draw anybody off sides. Would have done them no good at all.
Well, what happens, LA Express on their punt team, their up back, I believe, calls the signals. And when he saw the Houston Gamblers faking a blitz coming up in there, they really have to get everybody to call out a man, Jim. Along the line, they'll point to the man. I got this man. There's no secret in it. I'm blocking here, I'm blocking here. Everybody points to whatever they're going to do.
They just didn't punt fast enough.
That's right.
Partridge, not a good kick at all. But he's going to hit in front of Sanders, and he's going to have to let it go, so there'll be no run back. And a flag goes down as the ball is put down at the 25-yard line. Running downfield, one of the trailing officials threw the flag.
I don't know how they're going to call a flag on this. No one hit the ground. They're going to call it against Houston because, you know how you can tell that?
Illegal block. Must have pushed him from the behind.
LA claps. See, they just look out on the field and you see the other team clapping.
Oh, Houston's got the ball, but they don't have the lead. This is tied midway through the first quarter at 7. chasing a dream. Birmingham, which has won 9 in a row, but still the Buccaneers, rivals, the Bandits of Tampa Bay, want to make it to the playoffs if they can, and they're going to be going against Jacksonville this Saturday night. We invite you to be with us because Jacksonville just really knocked Oklahoma out of their division-tying lead, putting Houston up there. A legal block. I think I said going away first quarter. This is, of course, the first half. From the 15-yard line, first down, and Kelly's going to throw. Kelly's going to go down at the 9-yard line. You just can't wait that long. Jenkins got to him first. Number 90.
Now, this play, Jim, was not a sprint out like Houston likes to run with Kelly, sprinting him out. It's just a drop-back pass. Now, watch. Fletcher Jenkins eventually gets to him. Tommy Robinson is trying to block on number 70, but Kelly stood back there an awful long time. You give credit on a sack like that to the defensive secondary. Those are the men that did the job.
Second down, 15 from the 10. Gerald Patillo, the 5th defensive back. And that is very close to a first down, but not close enough. It's going to be 3rd and short.
McNeil had the first down. Take a look at, now we're looking at the wide section of the secondary, Jim, and watch what happens. Here comes McNeil. He's going to get behind the linebackers in front of the defensive backs. Look how far the defensive backs are. Now this ball started on about the 12-yard line. It is now back to the 15. Here's where he has the first down. They should have given it to him there.
However, it is 3rd and short. On about the same distance. Kelly took it before, but Fowler's right behind him. He's going to throw and throws it out there. And has the first down. Richard Johnson with the ball. And out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Run out by Tyrone Justin, the right side cornerback, number 20.
Jim, it takes total concentration. Richard Johnson, he knows that someone's going to be there to hit him. Now watch Kelly just flick the ball out to Johnson. Wham! Running left, throwing with the right hand. Here's Johnson, knows that there's a linebacker right there who was Turner, Kevin Turner. He's got to catch the ball first, then worry about the first down. Just a good throw, great catch.
8:06 to go in the second quarter. There's the score, 7-all. Remember, McNeil went out with an apparent knee injury, one of the wide receivers of Houston. Fowler with the ball, looking for running room, and you see he has none. Good play there by Charles Ussery, the tackle.
They're more effective with a rollout type draw to Fowler than to try to run Fowler right up in the middle, because you have to understand something. With only one back in the backfield, the defense, and especially Howard Carson, number 54, the middle linebacker, Fowler is his man wherever he goes on the field. The defensive linemen are checking run first and then going to pass.
Second down, 8 to go. A lot of scoring in the first 10 minutes and none since. And the throw across the way, and that is Clarence Verdun, and Verdun is near the first down at the 44-yard line, put down over there by Lee Williams peeling back. Verdun is a rookie out of southwest Louisiana, and his listed age is 20 years old.
The Musketeers?
They call him the Musketeers because of Mousy Davis. Darryl Mousy Davis, who is the offensive coordinator.
Well, they're not very big either.
That's right. They got the size as well as the ability.
The little people. And they can fly.
Like the Redskins in the NFL. Let's see if they got the first down or not. They do. The Redskins call their small men the Smurfs. So you don't want to steal that, but when you got an offensive coordinator whose name is Mouse Davis, it's perfect. The Mouseketeers. Ball is at the 45-yard line, 7-all tie, 7 minutes to go in the first half, and first down, the Gamblers led by Jim Kelly, who has thrown 19 touchdown passes this year and run for 3 himself.
Well, they're showing you, we show that one shot when Johnson caught the pass to the outside, how far the defensive and secondary, they're staying. There's Mousy Davis. Mouse.
He sent Neil Lomax, Fred Nordman, and 12 others to the pros while at Portland State. Sanders in motion. There's a long pass, and a man is open back there. Doesn't catch it. Johnson had to slow up, but that was the catchable ball for the man who started the weekend as the man with the most catches in the USFL.
Well, you know, Jim, you're right back to look at the protection that he has. He's got Dawson and Boucher on left-hand side, and there's just so much that you can do when you have all day to throw the football. Now, take a look at L.A. Express, their defensive line. They're not even off the line of scrimmage. And Aaron Mitchell, he's the man that makes the mistake. Look at this. He went to the ball, and the ball was over his head. Johnson was in a hurry to catch a touchdown pass instead of catching the football.
On that replay, it looked as though Mitchell made a play on it. He did not. He was not supposed to do that. Johnson simply dropped the ball. Second down and 10. Now they fire across the ball. That is McNeil, and he's got about 9 yards. Paul has it second and 1. Let's get back, or third and 1. Let's get back to the subject that Johnson last week broke straight down the middle against Arizona, the #1 pass defense. We talked to John Hadle. He said, well, they were playing man, etc. We're going to play the zone and double up, etc. And Johnson was flying right down the middle by himself again.
Well, you saw it when you made a great point about Aaron Mitchell. On the replay, it looked like he was close to the ball, but he really was not. The thing about it is, Aaron Mitchell is playing, number 34, is playing free safety in this situation, and he's trying to help out on anything deep so that they can't get that play down the middle.
There goes Kelly, but my point is, Arizona went man-to-man. Johnson goes down the middle. The Express say, that'll never happen to us. We're going to play zone. And he still gets free down.
He got down because Aaron Mitchell did make a mistake in this coverage. He was supposed to be over on that side helping out Jim. He just never got there. But we got to give credit to Richard Johnson's speed. If you take a look at LA's secondary, what they're doing, the cornermen and the safeties, Aaron Mitchell's lining off the ball almost 20 yards. He's not going to be effective against the run, but he may be able to help out on the pass.
LA is #1 in pass defense, as we told you. There's Johnson coming this way. He does a lot of running in this ball game. First down, Kelly goes for Johnson again, and it's going to be picked off, intercepted. And look who got it. The man who did not make the good play before, playing free safety, Aaron Mitchell, comes back across the 25-yard line with his second interception of the year, and a flag goes down at the end of the play. Kelly is intercepted for the 15th time this year. He laid that up in a lot of traffic. And Mitchell had plenty of time to run under the ball and make the catch.
There's your zone area with Aaron Mitchell. He's sitting back in that safety position. We're going to have a personal foul on the Houston Gamblers. But Aaron Mitchell's sitting back there, and he's waiting for that long ball. And watch, here goes Johnson down. Now watch Aaron Mitchell. Comes across. All he's doing is playing free. He's there. Dwight Drain was also back covering. And we're also going to have a personal foul at the end of this.
Moves the ball out across the 42-yard line.
Late hit. Defense.
Back in a moment. We're tied.
First down.
Derby Day this weekend, and we've got all the races leading up to it here on ESPN.
Aaron Mitchell playing center field, and he's reading Kelly's eyes. Now watch Aaron Mitchell come into your picture right there. There's too many people on Johnson. Now, what's going to happen is Donnie Martin at the end of the play, number 63, the offensive right guard. You're going to watch him spearing right here.
Boom. And that takes the ball to the 42-yard line. 7-all, 5:02 to go in the first half. Ball at the L.A. 42-yard line. They've had an interception. They usually give up the ball. Houston wasted a golden opportunity when they got the ball free of charge at the 24-yard line on an odd punting play, with the punt never taking place. Here's Kevin Nelson's going to throw the ball and get out to Bodie, and Bodie's out of bounds when he caught the ball. Not when his feet came down, that too, but he was out of bounds when he caught the ball. Second down.
All right, Jim, let's just analyze this play for a second. First of all, Kevin Nelson is right-handed. And he's not a great thrower, by all means. You've got him running to his left. If you're going to run this play, you run it to the right. He's running to his left. Now watch. He's got to get the ball in his hand. Now he's going to turn upfield. The ball, it's a beautiful spiral, except the ball's out of bounds.
Second down from the 42. And when you're running the wrong way like that, it's difficult to disguise at all. Well, there goes Freddie Edmonds. Nelson, he slipped a few tackles there that pick up 6 yards and move the ball out to the 47-yard line, where it will be third down and 4.
All right, you got the lineman, Ruther 57, Jones 65, Durrett 60. They're blocking. We've got a defensive man, that's Cleveland Crosby, that's down.
Browns drafted him number 1, and he never made the team. And Crosby said up there in Cleveland, the Browns used to Mistake on the lake. But he's hurt now. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Mees. Hope you're enjoying the football game tonight from Houston. Join me at halftime for the USFL Big Plays. We'll look at highlights from the other 8 games this weekend. Now let's go back to the Astrodome.
4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. 3rd down and 4 to go from a 43-yard line for the Los Angeles Express.
Ray Malavasi, the defensive coordinator. Now, this team is 5th in overall total defense, but they're number 1 in pass defense due to this man here, Ray Malavasi, with a lot of rookies. He's done an excellent job with this team.
Take a look at the leading rushes. That is updated. Cripps had another great day, over 1,000 yards. Terrell, the man for Houston, is injured and out. 3rd and 4. Shotgun. Young has his man wide open. That is Gray, and Gray is going to be dragged down at the 44-yard line. Mike Mitchell finally makes the stop, number 35. The Express have Steve Young, but a strong Rams flavor. Their general manager is Don Klosterman, who used to be, among others, general manager of the Rams. Ray Malavasi used to be their head coach, of course.
Sid Gilman used to be the head coach of the Rams at one time, years ago.
From the 44-yard line, 1st down. 7 all. Clock running, 3:40 left in the half. Townsell is the man, the favorite receiver, who's not gotten the ball too much tonight. Young's going to put it up. A flat pattern for Scott, and it's almost picked up by Will Lewis. Young hung that one up there. And Scott and Lewis were tangled up together. Lewis had the better chance to catch the ball. It's 2nd and 10.
Well, Lewis, great defensive play. That ball, if we were outside, I'd say the wind grabbed hold of it. That ball looked like it died. Here goes Scott downfield. Look at Lewis. He's going to run with him, and he's looking at the football the entire way. No bumping, no pushing. Watch what Scott does at the end of it. Just kind of tips it away himself. He knows he can't catch it, so he turns defensively and knocks the ball away from Will Lewis.
Scott comes to the left. Townsell to the right. Garcia in motion. And here's Gray, and Gray is dragged down. He picked up some yardage there, about 7. Diala made the stop, but Gray, remember, is only 175 pounds. And he was ripping some tackles.
Sometimes the defensive man helps the offensive man. Kiki Diala had Gray about 3 yards back further, and when he spun him around, pushed him forward downfield.
Ball is at the 38-yard line. 3rd down and 3. Malcolm Moore has come in. Sets up to the right. He's a tall rookie wide receiver, number 84. They've thrown to him once. And look at this. Young tried to a quarterback draw and got nowhere. Tony Fitzpatrick, the rookie out of Miami, simply put him down.
Well, the defensive line with Tony Fitzpatrick, first of all, they read 3rd down in about 4. They're reading pass right off the bat, so they just rushed everybody. Watch Fitzpatrick, number 62. Bang. But, again,
Jeff Hart just never handled it.
yeah, well, he ran into Jones, his guard, also.
And so now Partridge will kick the ball away. He is very good at kicking the ball out inside the 20. Let's see if he does it this time. And it's caught, dropped, and on the goal line and has to go. Isn't that a shame for L.A.? Wyman Henderson can't believe it, nor can Partridge. Had the ball at the 1, and Henderson simply misplayed it, and the ball dropped a half a foot into the end zone, will come out to the 20.
Wyman catches the ball, but he can't stop. Watch what happens. But he does a smart thing, Jim. He knows he can't stop, so he just drops the ball behind him, and the ball takes a bounce and goes. He's trying to push it, and it rolls over the end line.
Tried to push it back, but could not. And so it's 1st down. All the scoring in minutes of the first quarter. A 57-yard drive. Johnson took a 7-yard pass from Kelly, and then kicked the ball to Los Angeles. They drove the ball 85 yards. Tony Bodie caught a 4-yard pass from Steve Young, and that's just where we are. And we're the ones that said, stand by, folks. There's liable to be 1,000 yards in offense and 60 points, and there's only been 14 scored. Here's Kelly on 1st down to Johnson across the way, and Johnson knocked out by Kevin Turner, the linebacker on that side.
Jim, that play, we've seen Johnson catch it, I think, at least 3 times so far in the ball game. And what Johnson's doing, he goes in motion, then he dips back in the backfield about 4 yards. And when he goes out, what happens is Kevin Turner, number 50, the linebacker on that side, or Rich 53, the linebacker on this side. They try to stay with him. They've got to give him some room, and that play picks up 5 to 6 yards every time they run it.
Moser this way. McNeil on the far side.
Go move.
Kelly going to be caught from behind. He's lost the football. Picked up and into the end zone.
Meat Cleaver.
Touchdown. Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver. Jenkins got to him for the third time. He dropped the ball, and Weaver picked it up and took it in. That is what usually kills the Express. This time, turnabout.
Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver told me that he played against Mousy Davis in college, and that his team beat him with the run and shoot that they have at Portland State. And he said we could do it again tonight. Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver. All right, Kelly goes out. Now watch, he's going to move back to his left. He does not see the coming from the backside. And here is the tackle from the backside by Fletcher Jenkins. Meat Cleaver picks it up. Watch, he's going to do it back in the air. Try and catch me. Wrong.
You got to realize that he played with Herschel all those years at Georgia. And he knows how to go to the end zone with the football. And now it is Zendejas to get the extra point. And what a way to score. The Express, who lead the league in giving the ball away, finally get the ball back on the sack by Fletcher, the pickup by Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver for more than 20 yards, and L.A. leads 14-7. 2 minutes and 9 seconds until the half. At halftime, Tom Mee standing by with USFL stars in action. Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver. All ask him a question tonight, and a half hour later, he'd answer.
He can talk, I'll
He'll
tell you
talk
that.
about that. There's Zendejas. Verdun is the man in the middle. He's back at the one. Look at the speed on it. The flag is down already as he's dragged down by Troy West. The flag went down way back at the 16-yard line, another at the 19-yard line. Houston took advantage of one big mistake, or I should say failed to take advantage of one big mistake when they got the ball at the 24, a legal block. And the one mistake that Houston made, L.A. took advantage of it, and in 22 yards in a few seconds' time, they grabbed the lead. There will be the 2-minute warning after this call for the illegal block, and after Ted Humphrey marks off the necessary yardage. So Kelly and company will start on the hold. They have done that a few times tonight. So has Los Angeles.
Illegal block from behind, above the waist, during the return. Receiving team, number 55 and number 52.
Eric Scoggins and Ron Relaford both.
2-minute warning.
2-minute warning. And a 14-7 ball game. In the Central Division, you know what's been going on there, I hope, because Houston's at the top and want to stay there. Michigan lost its 4th in a row yesterday. Oklahoma was astounded by Jacksonville, whom we'll see next Saturday night. And Chicago and San Antonio are beginning to surprise a few people along the way also. Now, in the Pacific Division, Los Angeles has lost 4 of its last 5. They're 3rd down the line. Denver's been getting its lumps, but the big thing is, I don't think that George Allen, coach of Arizona, has ever been 4-6 in his professional career. 4-5, yes, in 1966, first year with the Rams. 4-6, I don't think it's ever happened to him. And he was guilty of making a statement on radio that became part of a commercial that the Wranglers would not lose a football game this year. He has lost 6.
Well, he's right. They didn't lose 1.
They lost 6.
Los Angeles, it may not look that impressive to do that 3-6, but if Los Angeles wins, it puts them 4-6, and it really mathematically puts them back into the playoff picture, and that's what they're looking at, because they've lost some games where they've gained an awful lot of yardage and turned the ball over.
In Atlantic, Philadelphia destroyed New Orleans. They lead by a game over New Jersey. And in the Southern, Birmingham has won 9 in a row, and people are saying when and who could possibly beat them. First down, all back on the 10-yard line, and Kelly hands off to Fowler, and there's that man, Fletcher Jenkins again, the man who caused the fumble. They're having trouble with Jenkins on that side. Oh, look at that.
future Houston gambler?
Nope. I don't know. He may go in tomorrow's draft in the NFL. Who knows?
There aren't that many left, you know.
Very quickly, Patillo comes in. They got to get a linebacker. No, they're getting a lineman. Williams off the field. Here's Kelly. Oh, he's got running room if he wants, but Fletcher Jenkins
He's got Moser all by himself downfield.
can't find him. Has to step out of bounds. Not a first down. Fletcher Jenkins is causing all kinds of problems. Kelly couldn't get outside then because of Jenkins.
Jim, and he had Moser, number 85, running downfield all by himself. The play broke down. Wayman Henderson stayed. Moser went down, but it's easy for us to see because Kelly's running around away from 1,000 pounds of flesh trying to save his life.
3rd down and 3. Mark the ball at the 16-yard line.
What have you ever seen inside of a 2-minute warning, Jim, when we've seen two teams with all their timeouts?
Well, we talked about all the offense and no defense. I think we've seen some defense tonight. Here's Kelly. Kelly has all the time, has Sanders, who takes the big hit. First down, 35-yard line. Took a tremendous hit from Patillo, but Sanders holds on to the football.
Again, we go back to protection. When you have this much time, Frank Khalil, who is the center, number 57, is blocking on Lesnick, number 95. But watch what Khalil does. He's going to get a little bit of help, but he still has to stay in front of Lesnick. No one really gets near him. And then they complete the pass downfield to Ricky Sanders.
A minute and 11 and 65 yards to go. Look at the time that he's got. And he finds Johnson over there, and Johnson will try to get out of bounds with Patillo on him. And that's about a 9-yard pickup. Stops the clock with 59 seconds left. Johnson's having a field day.
Oh, Jim, again, you said it. Look at the time. Watch this offensive line work. Frank Khalil again blocking. Well, there's only a 3-man rush, but they're not really using it. Robinson on the outside on Fletcher Jenkins. He's got him one-on-one. Khalil's got the nose man, which is Lesnick one-on-one. And that leaves 3 other offensive linemen to block one guy.
For Express fans, when Paul mentions Lesnick, that is Ivan Lesnick, just activated, a rookie out of Arizona, number 95, second in inches.
Back to the 4-man line.
Oh, he dumps it off to Fowler, and Fowler's got the first down. The flag is down. Fowler goes down at the 41-yard line. And they may have roughed Kelly in the backfield. And Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver may be the guilty party. Bumping the passer. The end of that play, and Houston has outstanding field position with 50 seconds left.
John Hadel on the sidelines. Jim did not look happy. He's got his team ahead by defensive play. Now they're going to tack on another 15-yard penalty that's going to put it about the 26-yard line, almost the 25-yard line. They have 3 timeouts, 50 seconds left to go in the second period.
61.
Remember, however, most of this drive has been on the arm of Kelly, and the drive started at the 10-yard line. Now it's at the 25.
Okay, here comes Kelly out, and he's just a little dump pass out here to Fowler. We'll flip, and there's Meat Cleaver Weaver riding him into the ground. You see the back part of it. But watch Fowler. Good balance, excellent balance. Those legs are driving, and then he gets nailed downfield.
Here's Kelly. Look out! Down he goes. And the play is made by Lee Williams, a rookie out of Bethune-Cookman. And that drives him from the 25 back to the 31. And they've called time.
Watch Williams come through the right-hand side of the line. Robinson was the man I think that was supposed to be blocking him. Yeah, that's right. Robinson, number 70, blocking 73 Williams. And Williams just took up. Here's a great position for the defensive lineman. Jim, they know that Kelly's going to throw the ball. What happens is the 2 outside guys have to contain the 2 defensive ends on the outside, whether it be Eddie Weaver 61, Fletcher Jenkins 90, or Williams 73. They've got to contain from the outside to not let Kelly roll out like he likes to do, and that time Williams did it.
Second down and 16, the ball at the 31-yard line. Mousy Davis talking to Jim Kelly. 7 of the 21 points scored thus far, and John Hadel is thankful for that. Was on a fumble by Kelly, run in by Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver for the go-ahead. And remember, also in this game, there's been a 39-yard field goal missed by Tony Fritz of Houston, the first he has missed all year. And here comes Kelly back, 46 seconds to go, 2 timeouts still left to him, and the ball at the 31-yard line. Now, does that say pressure to you? He's just coming in and talking.
He was talking to Moser, number 85, and they're going. I know they have to be going back to the play where Moser said, you know, I was wide open downfield, and Kelly's looking at him and say, hey, Jack, I want to tell you something. I got 1,000 pounds chasing me back here trying to save my life. I can't be worried about where you are downfield. You know, with Kelly, you just have the feeling all they have to do is get him open, and he's going to get the ball to him.
Second down. And we'll repeat, 46 seconds left. McNeil left, Moser right. Kelly. Fakes, throws, has McNeil. McNeil is inside the 15-yard line with Kevin Turner hanging on. First down with 38 seconds left.
Don't you tell me this man's a rookie, because I'll tell you something, Jim. He has more poise. He knew he should have been able to break out and run with the ball. He didn't do it. He waited and he waited, and they found Gerald McNeil open down the sideline. Watch Kelly. He speaks for himself. Here comes Kelly. He's rolling to his left. All right, now the fake. Now he looks like he's going to run. No, now he sees Gerald McNeil and picks up the first down inside the 15. Watch him wait. He's waiting. Now he sees him. Waits till Drain. He's past Drain. Sanders is there. Patillo at 46 can't get over.
Well, with 2 minutes and a few seconds to go, they were 90 yards away on their own 10-yard line. Now Tony Fritsch is in with Moser to hold to try to tie the game up. Kelly found Sanders. Moser holding. Fritsch has tied the game up with 34 seconds to go.
A lot of composure by both these young quarterbacks, and Jim Kelly waits for Sanders. Now watch him. Just see Kelly. He's waiting for Sanders just to get by. Kelly knows he doesn't care about whether there's anybody hanging on him or not. He just want to make sure there's a touchdown. Is it? Yes, thank you. All right, Kelly. Nice throw, nice touch, pops it between Drain and Patillo, and it's a touchdown.
His 21st touchdown of the year, and Sanders has caught his 5th touchdown pass of the year. 34 seconds to go. It may not be the 60 points. It may not be 1,000 yards, but just give you, Kelly is 18 for 26 for 181 yards. And let's see, 11, 6, there have been 361 yards thus far. As we said, the 90-yard drive with a 14-yard pass. Took him 1 minute and 29 seconds.
Well, I'll guarantee you one thing. Well, L.A. gets the ball back on the kickoff, so they may sit on it, but they have 3 timeouts in 34 seconds, and John Hadle has never been one to sit on the ball.
Nor has Steve Young, in my brief experience watching Steve Young. Steve has only thrown 10 passes thus far, completed 6, and 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 77 yards. Bodie and Gray are the deep men. They're going to kick it along the ground, and it's going to bounce off a couple of people. Picked up by the faster man, and that's Gray. And Gray pops out of the middle of a few people about near the 40-yard line. And with 28 seconds to go, they may just put the ball up. They've got a lot of room with which to work.
I am not a betting man, but I will bet you they put the ball up in the air.
I think Young would do it if the ball were on the 10. Kelly does the same thing. Another thing to say about Steve Young, both coaches understandably really think they've got fines in their quarterbacks. But Hadle said it takes most quarterbacks 3 years to get where Steve Young is right now. Shotgun, hands the ball off. Nelson's going to try a little surprise here. Break it, and that's going to run some time off the clock. Time is called, and Young turns around and sees he's got 19 seconds left.
All right, they've taken their first time out. That leaves them 2. With 19 seconds, Jim, they can run 5 plays.
In the meantime, Tony Zendejas is out practicing field goal kicking in case they don't get quite close enough to take it all the way in.
So we mentioned it. I know we're in the 10th game of the season, but the USFL rules, at the ball inside the 2-minute warning, 2 minutes of the first half, 2 minutes of the second half of the game, the last 2 minutes, the clock stops till they move the chains on every first down. So they not only have 2 timeouts to work with, but they also have the clock stopping on first down situations.
Steve Young, who, as everyone knows, as you take a look at what Young has done and what Kelly has done, both of whom probably would have been first-round draft picks in the NFL. They are outstanding quarterbacks.
Well, the one thing that the Houston fans knew when they came to the ballpark tonight, that they were going to be entertained in this ball game, and that they have been.
Zimmerman there might have been the first-round draft pick, too. Number 56, never played tackle before, All-American at Oregon. But it's second down and short, 14 all, 19 seconds to go in the half. Here is Young with time. Not across the line of scrimmage yet. Oh my, he's got a man, Hershey there! And what a fine breakup on the play by Diallo. Kiki got all the way back to the linebacker. Hersey was there and broke it up.
He also had a man beyond the line of scrimmage. Mike Durrett, number 60, was beyond the line of scrimmage when Steve Young threw this ball. But Kiki Diallo, the linebacker, look at the range. Here he comes. As Hersey is there, Kiki Diallo, that's a linebacker, folks, the middle linebacker.
Third down, 10 seconds left, 14 all, first half. Across the way, that is Freddie Scott, and Scott is wrestled out of bounds with 1 second left. But he is out of bounds, so they can, well, apparently they're going to try a field goal.
60 yards?
You know, all right, I'll debate this since we've got some time. If this is indeed a field goal try, it would be 60 yards. What if it is blocked and goes the other way, as opposed to what chance does Zendejas have of making a 60-yard field goal when he's 0 for 1 for 50 yards and better?
Oh, he has the air conditioner in his back because he is kicking from right to left.
Well, he gets the ball away, so it will be no block, and they will not return the ball, and it is over, and they can go to the dressing room saying, hey, this has been quite a first half. Breaks on behalf of L.A. with the fumbled punt, a 90-yard drive by Houston to tie it up with a roughing the passer penalty, very much a part of that 90-yard drive. The Gamblers go to their home dressing room. L.A. goes to theirs. A good ball game. We're all tied at 14 apiece at the Astrodome in Houston, Texas. Jim Kelly, Steve Young, the quarterback matchup, and nobody is disappointed. And I don't think we will be in the second half.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Mees. Hope you're enjoying the USFL action tonight from the Astrodome. A reminder, Week 11 of the USFL just around the corner. Saturday, 3 games on tap. Pittsburgh at L.A., Denver at Oakland, and Tampa Bay at Jacksonville. That game will be on ESPN. Sunday, there are 5 games scheduled. Chicago at San Antonio, Oklahoma, New Jersey, Houston at Michigan. Also, next Sunday, Memphis at Washington, and Philadelphia at Birmingham. And don't forget, next Monday night, Arizona against the New Orleans Breakers from the Superdome right here on ESPN. Lots of big plays Friday night in Philadelphia's Veterans Stadium. The Philly Stars against the New Orleans Breakers. Philadelphia looking for its 9th win of the season, and they get it. Chuck Fusina at quarterback, dumping it off to David Riley, and Riley with some good moves turns this into the first of 5 touchdown passes on the night for Fusina as he takes over the lead in that category in the USFL. 7-0 Philly. Second quarter, Chuck Fusina hooks up with David Riley again. This time Riley wide open, cradles the ball. It's a 14-0 Philly lead. Just before the half, at the Breaker 19, Fusina to Willie Collier and a great catch. You get the idea. The Stars go on to romp over New Orleans. The final was 35-0. And then Sunday afternoon, Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado, Birmingham Stallions in the Denver Gold. Joe Cribbs becomes the USFL's first 1,000-yard rusher this season. Cribbs gained 110 yards on the afternoon on the ground on just 20 carries. In the fourth quarter, with Birmingham leading 17-7, Cliff Stout on fire of late, hits Joe Cribbs on the pass play, and Cribbs does the rest, a 50-yard touchdown. He had 96 yards in pass receptions on Sunday as well. Stout throws one more time to Jim Smith. Great catch by Smith, and Birmingham rolls to its 9th consecutive win. They beat the Denver Gold, now 7-3, the final 31-14. Then the San Antonio Gunslingers at Arizona, Saturday night in Tempe, Arizona. First quarter, San Antonio on top 7-0, and look at Peter Rayford step in front of this pass intended for Lenny Willis. He intercepts Alan Risher and races on into the end zone untouched. San Antonio leads at 14-0. Early in the fourth quarter, 17-14, San Antonio. Mike Ulmer fields an Arizona punt on his own 40. He's gone 60 yards for a touchdown, 24-14. With the score 24-21, under a minute to go. Arizona trying to tie the game, but Frank Corral's field goal attempt is blocked. The Gunslingers take an intentional safety and hang on for a 24-23 victory. Then, the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Memphis Showboats. This game Friday night in Memphis, it cost Pittsburgh's head coach his job. In the first quarter, Walter Lewis hits rookie receiver Derek Crawford out of Memphis State. Derek does the rest with a touchdown. Showboats led 10-0 at halftime. With a score 10-7, Walter Lewis again to Derek Crawford. Showboats win at 17-7, and because of the Mauler loss, head coach Joe Pendry on Sunday was fired. The Maulers are now 2-8 on the season. Last Friday night, Skelly Stadium, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Doug Williams and the favorite Oklahoma Outlaws were routed by the Jacksonville Bulls. Late in the first half, 10-3 Jacksonville. Quarterback Robbie Mahfouz, who directed several time-consuming drives. Cavs went off here with a TD pass to Gary Clark. Bulls led it 17-6 at halftime. In the fourth quarter, Mahfouz capping off another long drive. Alton Alexis, 8-yard score. You get the idea. The Bulls rolling Oklahoma in an upset, 34-6. Then Sunday afternoon, a crowd of over 50,000 gathered at Giant Stadium to watch the Generals against the defending champion Michigan Panthers. John Williams puts Michigan on the board early. The Panthers are threatening to break their 3-game losing streak, leading 7-0. But David Greenwood's punt is blocked by the Generals, and this really turned the whole game around. Gregory Johnson in the red uniform eventually recovers the blocked punt for a touchdown to tie it at 7. Second quarter, we're tied at 14. General quarterback Brian Sipe, and he throws a 2-yard touchdown pass to Jeff Speck. That was another key play in the 31-21 victory for the Generals, who are now 8-2 on the season. Michigan has lost 4 in a row. Washington Federals at the Tampa Bay Bandits Saturday night on ESPN. Federals hoping for the second win in a row, but turnovers killed them. Watch Washington quarterback Mike Hornsey fumble the snap. Fred McAllister, Johnny on the spot for Tampa Bay. His first of 2 fumble recoveries. That led to a Tampa touchdown. Then following interception, another touchdown. John Reeves to Greg Boone, 14-0 Tampa. After a fumble kickoff return, Gary Anderson turns that into a score. The Federals were down 21-0 before they knew it, and the Bandits cruised to an easy 37-19 victory, their 4th win in a row. And then on Sunday afternoon, Soldier Field in Chicago, the Oakland Invaders and the Chicago Blitz. The Invaders looking for their first win of the year, and they get it. Mainly because of the performance of this man, rookie running back Eric Jordan. He takes the handoff from Fred Basana and goes coast to coast, 80 yards for a touchdown. The Invaders would lead at 7-0 at this point. In the third quarter, Chicago on top 10-7. Let's call on Eric Jordan again, says Fred Basana. Not a bad idea. 46 yards this time for the touchdown. The Oakland Invaders set a USFL team record for rushing, 300 yards in a win over Chicago. They win it 17-13. When the USFL expanded into Pittsburgh, there was a lot of hope for a very successful franchise. Things started off well. The first home game was sold out. But the Pittsburgh Maulers on Sunday fired their head coach Joe Pendry after dropping to a 2-8 record. Friday night, the Maulers lost their 4th in a row, this time 17-7 to Walter Lewis and the Memphis Showboats. There was a meeting to discuss the team on Sunday in Youngstown, Ohio, with owner Edward J. DeBartolo Sr. They asked Joe Pendry, the head coach, to be there, but he didn't show and was fired.
We were all told after the game Friday night, Stan, that Mr. DeBartolo would like to meet with us Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. And there was some discussion on the plane about the game, and I planned to go Sunday to Youngstown, and I thought George and Joe would go also. We had a meeting with George Huddleston, the general manager, and Paul Martin concerning the actions that were taking place at that particular time. It was at this particular time that they asked me to serve as interim coach for the rest of the season.
Pendry was an assistant with the Philadelphia Stars last year. Paul Martha saw the pressure on the head coaching position of Joe Pendry. They said it took its toll.
My perception of Joe was he was different than he was when the season began. I think it was a combination of disappointment and frustration.
I haven't talked to the individual players yet. We asked if they talk to their group coaches, who I think they feel much closer to, certainly, and can express their feelings at that particular time, and I think some of them have done that already. And some will do it in the future. How it will affect us, I think, will have to be proven over the next 8 weeks.
So Joe Pendry joins a list that includes John Ralston and also Ray Yogg as coaches being fired this year in the United States Football League. Professional football, you have to win, no doubt about that. Our halftime score from Houston, the Gamblers 14, the Express 14. We'll be back with more in a moment. If you're judging tonight's quarterback showdown between Jim Kelly and Steve Young strictly on passing yardage, Jim Kelly has the edge, 181-75. Jim Kelly has 2 touchdown passes. Steve Young has 1. But the turnovers, as usual, the key. The Gamblers having 2 turnovers, one of them leading directly to a touchdown as Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver rambled into the end zone with a fumble recovery. We're tied at 14 at halftime. Let's go back to Houston and Jim Simpson.
Thank you, Tom. We're back in the Astrodome. It is 14-all at the half. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul McGuire, and we're really looking forward to the second half. Los Angeles got the ball after a touchdown by Houston and marched 85 yards with a touchdown going to Bodie of 4 yards. Thereafter, they had to punt 3 times, and at the end of the first half, they missed a 60-yard field goal attempt. And remember, they got another touchdown on a fumble, which was run in.
All right, Houston right off the bat takes the ball and scores a touchdown. Punted, and a missed field goal by Frisch. That's his first one this year. Interception, another fumble, and that's the one that resulted in the touchdown. And then Kelly took his team all the way down the field to score a touchdown to tie up this ball game. You know, I look at the total plays, Jim. LA 30 plays in the first half. There's Steve Young. And then Houston with 41 plays in the first half. They're right on target with what they want to do.
And, of course, Young has passed for a total of 86 yards, and Kelly 193, and Johnson has caught 7 balls tonight. Sanders 5. Freddie Scott, who just joined the ball club, has caught only 3, and he's the top receiver for the Los Angeles Express. There's the man, Jim Kelly. Strong arm, but his team is no better than tied as we're about to begin the second half. A reminder that next Saturday, Los Angeles gets Pittsburgh at home, and Pittsburgh has a brand new head football coach, in case you didn't see it. Bill Pendry's gone, and Ellis Rainsburg is in. They go out to Los Angeles. And Houston, next Sunday, goes up to Michigan. Well, I never thought I would say, on the basis of what I saw last year and the first 2 games of this year, which I was there in the Silverdome to see, that the Panthers have now lost 4 in a row.
They are definitely in trouble, and they're all talking about it, and it's all contractually. It's all happening off the field, and they're carrying it onto the field.
Well, after we left there saying those things last Monday night, Paul, Novo Vujovic, the kicker, did sign a long-term contract, so he's got to be a little bit happier. But let's get back to our game. That is Mel Gray on the right, Tony Bodie on the left. The Express in this tie ball game will get the kick of Tony Fritsch. And we'll get this scoring spree underway. We said we estimated 60 points. We've only had 28 so far, but we've got better than a half. Well, better than a half. We got exactly a half to go. Here's Tony Fritsch, the veteran in business here in Houston as well as in Dallas. Born in Austria, there's Jack Pardee. Went to school at Texas A&M. All-American there, academic All-American there. Coach of Florida, the WFL, didn't get paid for a year. Then went to Chicago, coach of the year, came to the Redskins, and now here he is as head coach of Houston. Second half begins. And that is Bodie at the 10-yard line. Tony Bodie. Bodie worms his way through, breaks to the outside, and Threadgill makes a saving tackle at the 35-yard line. And so Young and Hersey and Nelson and Tanzel and Scott and Sherrard will come out. With Zimmerman and Hart, Jones and Durrett and Ruther at center. Steve Young in the first half, as we told you, 86 yards. Against Chicago last week, he threw for 358 yards and ran for 120. The big thing that that they have not done tonight is to give up the football on a turnover. That's been their nemesis. They'd like to do it for another half. Scott in motion, and Kevin Nelson carrying the ball for 6 or 7 yards across the 40 to about the 42, where Eric Scoggins makes the stop, number 55. For the second week in a row, Houston is using the four-man front. Crosby, Fitzpatrick, Taylor, and Anai. Hawkins, Diallo, and Scoggins, the linebackers. Mitchell and Lewis at the corners, and Eason and Hay or Hall are the safeties. Second down, let's call it 5 to go from the 41 and a half. Donzel to the left. Scott is flank left, and now starts out to the right. Nelson again, and Nelson's got the first down. Dragging tacklers with him, Kiki Diallo, the leading tackler, but they move out to the 48-yard line, close to the 49.
Jeff Hart, who is the veteran, number 72, watch him pull out, and he's the guy that's going to lead right up through the hole, and that's Scoggins. He gets a piece of Scoggins, knocks him out of the play. Kiki Diallo makes the tackle, number 31. That's a nice block. That's a tackle trap.
Hart, a 10-year veteran, his last 5 years with the Baltimore Colts, where Scott played some, and he's in motion. On first down, they've got Townsend over here, and Hall almost, or rather Will Lewis almost picks it out of midair. For the second time tonight, Will Lewis, the defender, almost had an interception. And Townsend, remember, their leading pass catcher, has caught only one all night long.
That time Will Lewis ran up. That was a double coverage on the outside on Townsend, and it wasn't that Will Lewis guessed. His job was to force short, and Young just threw it to the wrong man.
Second down and 10, 14 all to score, third quarter. And there goes Gray. Gray gets inside the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Hollis Hall, number 25. And it will be third down and 3 from the 44.
What makes both these teams so dangerous? You've got Jim Kelly with Houston, and you've got Steve Young with L.A. Both quarterbacks, as we pointed out, Steve Young, the only man in the history of all professional football ever do it, run for 100 yards and throw for 300 in one game. They both can run the ball so very well.
Scott to the right, Townsend to the left. Quick pitch, Del Gray. Gray stays on his feet, but does not get the first down. A force is made on the far side by Mitchell.
All right, they're just running a toss, and they're going to try to get their people to the outside. Hart gets an excellent block. Here comes the offensive line. There's a good block by Bodie back to the inside. And Hollis Hall and Mike Mitchell are out there.
Mitchell is the one who almost got him, Paul.
Mitchell, number 35, is the man that almost makes the tackle right there. But when Gray just kept his feet, and they're going to punt.
They will punt. Only had one punt all last week, the Express, and here they are punting the ball away again. Toward the sidelines if he can. Henderson there, and the ball is laying there, but somebody better step on it, and they do it at the 5-yard line. It'll be first down and 5. 11:36 to go, third quarter. We're all tied in the Astrodome. From the 5-yard line, it is first down. Kelly stops at the 5, gets out to the 10, and goes down to the 12, and they're going to throw a flag. You know they're going to do that. They're going to throw a flag on Lee Williams. Because nope, that's not Williams, that's Ussery, number 79. In any event, the result is the same.
The one thing Kelly has learned since we saw him, Jim, back at San Antonio in week 2 or 3, whichever it was, and Kelly has learned how to slide now. And get himself down, but that time he slid and still got hammered.
Oh boy, Ussery just jumped all over him, 253 pounds. That's the ball out across the 25.
Get you out of a hole in a hurry.
Against Los Angeles. First down for the Gamblers.
Ussery's still talking to him.
All right, here comes Kelly. It's very dangerous. He's rolling out because he's in the end zone right here. Now the block is there, and here goes Kelly. Watch 79, Ussery. He goes down. and just hit him in the head with his forearm and tried to spear him with his helmet. Good call by the official. There's no call for that.
14-all, first down, Houston. Kelly having the better of the battle tonight in statistics with Steve Young. On the scoreboard, they're all even, although 7 of the express points came on defense. Kelly looks out, throws out there to McNeil, and McNeil meets Cleaver Weaver. Lost the football! Diving for the football. And it belongs to Tyrone Justin and to the Los Angeles Express. And again, the Express that have been burned so often by the turnover, get another turnover in good field position.
Hardy knows he's got people open. He's upset, but he's not that upset because they can go back. All right, here it is, the Gerald McNeil out to the outside, the man from Baylor. Here comes McNeil, and he gets Eddie Meat Cleaver Weaver that just pulls the ball out of his hand. Tyrone Justin falls on the football. And it's the LA Express ball.
14-all. Justin did the job. Now it's up to Steve Young and the offense. Los Angeles Express has spent a lot of money on players, and one of them is the good offensive lineman Mark Haddix, but he got hurt early, and he is out for the season. Zimmerman and Ruther Hart are the others. Sam Harrell went out and scored 13 touchdowns, and then came up with a broken bone in his foot, and he's out for a few weeks. One of the leading rushers in the league. So they both had their bumps and bruises. Right now, Young and company tied at 14. Covered a fumble at the 36-yard line, and they'll try to take it in from there. Giving the ball to Kevin Nelson. They're running the football a lot when you get 8. He lost the football, but it looked like Gary Zimmerman, one of those 3 great offensive rookie linemen that they just signed, made the recovery.
All right, Nelson is going to take a quick trap up the middle. There is the trap. Right down the line of scrimmage. Wayne Jones is the man that makes the trap, and here comes the hit here. Now, that's Mike Mitchell, 35, that makes the hit. The ball comes out. Gary Zimmerman, alert, lineman, downfield. First down.
Just inside the 25-yard line. Scott, the man in motion. Nelson's going to run again, and they found a soft spot because he picks up another 6 yards. It's 2nd down and 4. Right up the middle with Diala. Again, the middle linebacker called on to make the stop. And I said Nelson Gray has come in for Nelson.
They're taking it to Houston, and they're running right at the middle of the Houston Gamblers' front 4. And Kiki Diala, number 31, has got to be able to fill.
Houston had a great break at the 24, could not capitalize. Great break for L.A. at the 36. They're trying to capitalize. There's Young throwing it out. And there goes the man, Tanzel, and he's down near the goal line. Tackled out by Mike Mitchell. But it's going to be 1st and goal to go with no flags on the play.
Boy, there should have been. They had enough people downfield. I mean, you talk about illegal linemen downfield. Watch where JoJo Tanzel catches his football, and the linemen are way out in front of him. Look at the linemen. They're way beyond the 20-yard line.
Mitchell makes the stop. There is no call. It is 1st and goal to go. In the last 5 plays. One by Houston, which L.A. got, and then they recovered their own 2 fumbles instead of losing them.
You can't afford to lose the ball down here. Gray is the man that's going to carry the ball and fumble. Bodie, number 24, is in front, but he was hit by Calvin Eason, number 34, as he went through. And then Hersey picks the ball back up. They get the ball back at the 4 with a 2-yard loss.
2nd down. Young almost trapped in the backfield. Scoggins, I believe, was the first to hit him, and then Andy Hawkins came up. That's the first man to hit him, and then Hawkins finished him off.
What they did, Los Angeles Express, they rolled right into the strength of the Houston Gambler defense, and as soon as Young rolls out, just take a look. There's somebody in his face right now. It looked like he was about ready to pass. And that was Scoggins that went by. And then Mike Mitchell, number 35, gets in the backfield to force it.
Third down. Now from the 8-yard line. Young, another quarterback. Goal! He did not get it. Fourth down. What a play by Calvin Eason, a strong safety. He made him hit up. Young is the bigger man. Eason put him down.
Calvin Eason makes a stop at the goal line. They're going to go for it. They're bringing in two tight ends. Quarterback draw. Steve Young. He honestly believes he's about ready to score. Now he takes off at about the 4, and Calvin Eason stops him right at the 1-yard line. LA Express going for it. Here it comes. Quarterback draw. And wham! You talk about a hit.
It is fourth down. Everybody's getting up. And they're asking for quiet. And so they'll call timeout.
Jim, they called a timeout to Houston.
Houston called timeout, and the Express will take it. We're tied in the third quarter.
Just watch the hit by Calvin Eason, number 34. He has to hit him head up with his shoulders square in order to stop Young. He's going right to the goal line. Look at that shot. That's a perfect tackle. Arms around, head and shoulders in the chest. Saves a touchdown. Now it's fourth down. They're going to go for it. These people are going to get back up again.
Fourth down to the yard, 14 all, 6:48 to go, third quarter. Everybody's up. Young tries, flag down. Flag is down. He didn't get it.
Now the question is, what do we have? Encroachment? It's against the Houston Gamblers. It's going to be encroachment. It's still going to be fourth down because they couldn't pick up the first down. They're going to go half the distance to the goal line again.
Let me tell you something. The entire offensive team of Houston was on the field figuring they've been held, and now Fowler and Kelly and McNeil and the rest have to go off the field. And they'll move it that far.
Now you got to remember something now. Young lost yardage.
Encroachment. Defense. Left side of the line, lined up in the neutral zone. Still
the way they
fourth
lined
down,
up.
half the distance penalty.
They just lined up in the neutral zone. You really don't see anybody moving, Jim, but the left side of the defensive line was down, and they were over the ball. If I was Young in this position, a long count would get him another offside.
Now they go into an I formation. Diving over. They have not signaled touchdown yet. They have not signaled touchdown yet. Now Gray gets up, says, did we have it? They do not have it. Look at the smile on Pardee. Fourth down, a half a yard to go. Nelson never made it on the dive. And now they're 99 yards and 11 inches away. And John Hadel saw the chance to go ahead. Two shots from the one. They made neither one.
All right, here it comes. Now here goes Gray up over the top. Question is, did that ball get across the goal line? And the two officials, one on either side, said no.
Al Gray, the man that got up, said, didn't I make it? And he did not. Watch.
Look at this. Can you believe these guys are fighting? That's Young, number 58, the linebacker, went over and hit him there. But the only thing is, now, does the ball get across?
Oh.
And it looks like the ball's across right there.
I know it does, but it's 14 all and it's not across. For those of you playing our Watch and Win sweepstakes, and there's a car a month given away in these sweepstakes, you got to watch Saturday and Monday Night Football for the code words. The code word for the month of April is handoff. And that's just what Young does to Gray right here. Let's watch again.
All right, now he goes up in the air, and the question is, does that ball cross? Look at his feet are in the end zone. The ball is there, and he turns. That has to be a touchdown.
But it is not. Because the officials say it is not. Kelly throws the ball out of the end zone to Moser, and Moser gets him up the 7-yard line. Put down there by Danny Rich, the linebacker on the left side.
You think they care where they have the ball? It's on a 1-foot line. They're throwing.
quarterback comparison, Kelly has done better. Young has not thrown as much because they've been running Nelson and Gray as they did once they got down inside the 4, but most of their drive before they had to punt the ball away, before the Houston fumble, was on the running of Nelson and Gray. They have put up a pretty good balance in their attack for one of the few times this year they've been able to do that. As Houston, they love to throw. Second down, and about 3 to go. And there's Sanders trying to get outside. Beats Lever Weaver and company converge on him over there with Tyrone Justin actually making the stop, the right cornerback. And it's third down. And about 4.
Sometimes you wonder, do you want to put Houston well, they're always in a throwing situation, but you really want to put them in a throwing situation because they have so many weapons to beat you. Now they're going with the 6 defensive backs, 4 linemen, and 1 linebacker.
I tell you, I don't know how this game is going to start out, but when they see the films that they take of these games, LA see that Mel Gray's feet and shoulders and ball were in the end zone as from our angle it looked to be, they will be an upset team. Third down. There's a quick throw to the far side, and that's McNeil out there with Justin on him. That's the first down.
As I said, do you want to put them in a third down long situation where they have to throw the ball? It's just amazing when I look at the receivers the Houston Gamblers have and watch the hands. They all must have soft hands to catch the football. But again, Kelly puts it right on the money all the time.
Ball, a little steam out of the Express, 2 cracks from the 1-yard line, or you forget that and on with the next.
You forget it, you go on. You know you can move the ball. They did move it downfield.
There's a fake by Kelly, and now he avoids the sack if he can, and he cannot. And that is Lee Williams in there as Kelly adjusts his face mask and gets up. And that is a big loss.
He's rolling right. Watch Kelly now. He's going to roll right. Lee Williams is going to come from the backside. Now he's looking downfield. That's having an awful lot of confidence in your offensive line. He pump fakes, and then you're going to see Williams just hit him from the backside. Kelly doesn't see him until the last second. It's all over with. Ussery is also there, number 79.
Second down and about 17 yards to go. Mosher comes to the right, McNeil to the left. Sanders in motion. Be cracked down over there by Dwight Grain, the strong safety, number 33. And it'll be third down and long, better than 10 yards. Johnson caught 7 balls in the first half. Running back at Colorado, played with the Gold last year, hurt most of the year, started this weekend as the top pass catcher and has now caught 8 by our standards, which takes him over the 60 mark, and he should be nosing back in the lead again.
So many weapons. We got a timeout. Looks like Dwight Grain is hurt. He's going down. It's the free safety, or the strong safety, excuse me, for the LA Express.
He is a good strong safety. They predict stardom for this rookie All-American out of Oklahoma. One of he's got a cramp. But we will take time while he is taking time. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's a ball game in it. And the score is all tied at 14. Richard Johnson has taken over the lead at the end of the last week with his 8 catches today. 61, passing Joey Walters. Third down, and let's call it 10 to go. Moser comes to the right, and Burden goes to the left. Kelly in trouble, and he gets out of trouble. Lee Williams is still trying to get him and puts him down. He's sacked back at the 5. Williams' second sack on this possession, and now Houston will have to kick the ball away, and you would surmise that it's going to be outstanding field position for Los Angeles, as Walters will have to kick from his own end zone.
Okay, Fletcher Jenkins is coming in from this side. Now he's on Robinson, number 70. And here comes Kelly. He runs into his own man Fowler in the backfield. Fletcher Jenkins almost gets the football, and then watch Lee Williams staying with Kelly. I got you. That's a face mask.
His own end zone, Walters. And this is the kind of kick you can return. Gunn at the 49, trying to get outside. He's got all that speed. He breaks a couple of tackles and gets March down to the 40-yard line. 3:13 to go. Who's to be the Menon MVP with $1,000 to the college or university of his choice? That's going to be a tough one for Paul and me to decide. This is a 14-all ball game. There's been some good plays on defense, and Kelly, of course, has been outstanding on offense. In the next 5 games, we told you Los Angeles at home to get Pittsburgh on a new head coach. Then they get Philadelphia at Philadelphia. They destroyed New Orleans over the weekend. Michigan at home, Arizona at home, before going all the way across country to play in Washington. It's the next 5 games. Houston was up to Michigan. We all know it's only one N in Michigan, so we'll forgive everybody for that. Pittsburgh, and then they come back to play Oklahoma in a return match. Oklahoma beat them in overtime. Pat Caton, the pass rusher, is in for Houston. There is Young, gets the ball away, and right there is number 86, Mike Sherrod. And that's also the first kick of the night. That's right, so it's second down and 10. Remember Mike early on at the end of the end zone, and Young didn't see him, and by the time he did, Mitchell got back there, and Sherrod couldn't hold on to the football. Second down and 10.
A little surprising in some of the play calling, because the last time that LA got the ball, they were running the football and running it very well with Kevin Nelson and Gray. And now they come out after a turnover. It usually happens with a team after a turnover or a punt. They like to come out and throw the ball right away.
Rodney Scott goes in motion, and Gray goes straight ahead, running the football there. But you can see the man who's holding on, Cleveland Crosby. Went out injured a little bit later, a little bit ago. Paul kind of laughed about the mistake on the lake. That is what Crosby called himself when the Browns drafted him number 1, and they cut him before the season even began.
Look, and he pushes the tight end Sherrod out of the way. The right tackle did not block him, which was Jeff Hart. Cleveland Crosby comes right down the line of scrimmage and makes an excellent play.
From the 38-yard line, third down and 8. LA has been in this territory all of this third quarter practically, and they haven't been able to put a point on the board. Here's Young. He's got Gray. Gray's got some blocking in front of him. Gray looking for the first down, steps up before he gets the first down inside the 35-yard line. With Diallo and Hawkins, the linebackers, advising Gray to step out of bounds before they closed on him.
Now you got fourth down. You're at the 34-yard line. Then Dejas is trying to find his helmet and his kicking tee, and they're going to kick a field goal.
Zendejas missed from 60 yards out, remember. At distance, he's not been good at all. He is 1 of 4 from outside the 40-yard line. Once he gets into the, when I say 40-yard line, 40-yard field goal attempt, once he gets inside the 40, he is 4 for 5 in the 30-yard range, 3 for 3 in the 20-yard range. This will be a 50-yard attempt. He's not done that this year. From 50 yards out, it's not going to make it. And another chance goes by the boards. And Houston will get the ball back again in this 14-all ball game. 1:59 to go. Tony Zendejas, 3 times an All-America at Nevada Reno, has been called on to kick the ball farther than we've been able to see him kick it, at least tonight, trying a 50-yarder and a 60-yarder. That's a little unfair.
Well, he knows, as soon as he hits it, he knows that he misses it. Watch. He'd have been looking, if he knew it, he'd have been looking up. And you're looking down, he'd have been excited trying to find out if it's going to make it. And he has the feel.
And here come the dangerous gamblers. The ball on their 33-yard line. Tie ball game, third quarter. And you know Kelly's going to be in there to throw. Fowler hasn't run in a long while. The fake to Fowler. Here's a run all the way by Kelly. Oh, good play there. Good play by Dwight Drain, the man who went off with a cramp, holding Kelly. Kelly had no place to go. He went left, so did Drain. He went right, so did Drain. Finally, he went out of bounds.
Kelly is trying to stiff-arm Dwight Drain, and he knew he couldn't shake him. He's trying to put some moves on him, and he didn't really have. He got some tired legs, but he can run it around. But watch this. Here's a stiff arm in the helmet. Watch his left hand. Bam. Okay. Keep your hands off me now. Keep your hands off me. I'm going to get out of bounds, and I don't want anybody hitting me late.
It is second down. A pickup of 4 on the play. Second and 6 from the 37. Neal and Sanders both go left. Mosier on the right. Matter of fact, they got 3 wide receivers on the left side. So you would think that Kelly will look left. He's looking left. He's throwing across the middle. And there's Sanders. Get another catch, and Blaine drags him down. But it's a first down team can move that football. They had moved it for 251 yards before that play.
All right, Dwight Drain, who John Hadel says is going to be one of the fine safeties in the game. Now, he's got to cover Ricky Sanders all the way across the field. Here comes the ball. Now, watch what Dwight Drain does. He's keeping the ball carrier in front of him. Good pursuit by the defense, but it is a first down.
Less than a minute to go in this third quarter, in which LA had 2 tries from the 1-foot line and did not get the ball in the end zone. That was the ruling the second time, although the angle of the TV indicated it might have been otherwise. Here's Kelly throwing, and he's got his man across the way and out of bounds. Goes for Dan, number 89. Youngster.
Kelly, we said at the beginning, he just mixes up his receivers. He throws to everybody. Let's take a look at the defensive secondary. That deepest man right there is Aaron Mitchell. And watch what happens. The corners are dropping way off. Verdan just breaks it to the outside, gets past the first down marker, keeps his feet in bounds, and gets out. That play has been wide open all day, especially when the corners drop off that far.
Paul, I've lost my note, but I said Verdan was out of Southwest Louisiana, which he is listed. Someone called in and said that's now called Louisiana State at Lafayette. Well, we hope we've corrected that. And here's Sanders again, dragged out of bounds by Drain again. Very near a first down. Ball at the 32. Second and short.
Jim, the way they run their patterns, let's go back and tell you again, it's the run and shoot offense. Mousy Davis. And when they run these plays, you've got the safeties and corners are staying so far off. And Dwight Drain is the safety now. When Ricky Sanders comes out in motion, he goes down the field about 6 yards and breaks it right to the outside. It's just almost impossible for the safety to cover that much ground.
Remember, Arizona came in as the #1 pass defensive team and gave up a bundle. Gamblers are 283 total yards now, most of that passing the ball. And here they go again. Johnson again. He's got the first down again, stepping out of bounds on the 27. And LA succeeds Arizona as the #1 team on pass defense, but they can't do anything with this Houston offense either.
They can't do anything for it against it. Richard Johnson, 22, when I talked about it in the first half, he goes in motion and he runs that dip. He goes back into their offensive backfield, and what happens is the linebackers are dropping back. So all Kelly does is just pop them with a quick pass. It's only about a 6 or 7 yard gain, but they can go up and down the field doing it.
Johnson is now 9 catches for 86 yards. First down, 27. Kelly's going to throw again over the middle, and that's almost intercepted by Dwight Drain. But a couple of people, Sanders was there going down the middle. Moser came down the right side, was going in toward the middle, and Drain had the best shot of all, but it was underthrown for him. And it's second down and 10.
I don't know if he was trying to get this ball to Ricky Sanders or not, but watch Dwight Drain. He's going to react on the ball, and the ball hits right in the ground in front of him. The only man close to the ball was Ricky Sanders. They also had Greg Moser, but that ball was thrown wide.
23 seconds left in this quarter. McNeil is in, wide left. Moser remains wide right. Kelly remains during what comes back. He's throwing the football if he can. Looking, running, gets the ball away to McNeil. Aaron Mitchell took his head off, and McNeil, who weighs 140 pounds, held on to the football. He is 5'8", 140 pounds.
Oh, take a look at this shot. Now, there's Dwight Drain. He's on Ricky Sanders. But Gerald McNeil comes across. Here comes 34, Aaron Mitchell. Watch this hit. Holding on the ball. Excuse me, I thought it was Aaron Mitchell. It was Dwight Drain, number 33, that hit it.
Third quarter has ended with a first down on this pass to McNeil, and watch the hit again. The ball will be spotted at the 9-yard line after McNeil makes the catch and pays the penalty. Right there. It is 14 all and 15 minutes to go. Oh, we have some masochists. They really want to see our man get hurt. ESPN is in the Astrodome. I'm Jim Simpson with Paul McGuire. We begin the fourth quarter. Don Hadel's team tied at the moment, but they've got the ball at the 8-yard line. Houston does. First and goal to go after the catch and hit of Gerald McNeil. Moser to the right. McNeil still in the ball game. Comes out to the left. L.A. was down here a lot in the third quarter. Couldn't put it in. There's Kelly. Kelly in trouble. Still in trouble. And down he goes. A loss from the 8-yard line back to about the 13. It could have been worse than that. They had him back at the 17 or 18. And pounding the turf is Donnie Martin, a rookie out of Rice, an offensive lineman. Wondering how all those folks got in there after their man.
Well, Kelly, the most frustrating thing in the world is for a defensive lineman to get to him and know that you have him in your sights, and then you can't bring him down, and he ducks and jukes and gets out of your way. And Kelly does that so very well. We've got a discussion down there. Do we have a flag?
Illegal hit.
We have an illegal hit against the LA Express.
That's what he said. I still haven't seen the flag, but obviously one was thrown. And they say the flag was thrown in the end zone. We were watching Kelly in the backfield, and the flag was thrown in the end zone. John Hadel can't like that too much. Apparently, Tyrone Justin hit Joe McNeil in the end zone.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 20. Half the distance. First down.
What happened? Justin hit McNeil, and it's first down. And marked the ball at the 4. There are the statistics. Almost 100 yards better for Houston at the moment. The score is tied. Sanders in motion. Kelly pitches to Fowler.
Through the outside linebacker, number 53, Danny Rich. I mean, he ran through him. There is a collision. This is the quarterback option off of this. Watch it. Here's Fowler on the outside. Watch the hit by Rich. Watch what happens. Excuse me.
Now Tony Prince to make it a 21-14 ball game. Houston led 7-0. Simpson have not led, and now they're back in the lead. Tony Fritz adds the extra point, and it's 21-14. They had not run the ball hardly at all in the second half, and all of a sudden Fowler got the football, and Fowler got the touchdown, and Fowler's a big, tough man, 6'4", 218, the rookie out of Stephen F. Austin.
Quarterback option. Kelly down the line, just flips it to Fowler. That was Fletcher Jenkins trying to tackle him, and then Rich comes up, and he just runs right through the linebacker, Rich, and into the end zone. Beautiful play.
14:48 to go, almost an entire quarter to go, and Steve Young and his Express have been sputtering. Remember, offensively, they've only scored 7 points. The defense scored their other 7. The deep men on your right, Mel Gray. On your left, Tony Bodie.
I think he would rather get the ball to Bodie than he would to Gray.
Gray can fly. And this will be Gray, who kicks the ball. Still loose, and looks like it might be Houston. Nope, they're going to say it is L.A. Nell Gray fumbled, remember, several times on kickoffs in Denver. They fumble a lot. If they get this ball back, and that's what the officials say, they have really been dodging the bullet. They fumbled twice on a drive and recovered them both. They fumbled on the kickoff and recover this.
Well, number 50, what is it, 55? I see if I do. Well, what's Gray? Now, the squib kick by Tony Frisch, the ball goes in. Look at the people flying at the ball. Treadgill, number 7, that you see in there is a backup quarterback, but he can also play on that wing and throw the football for Houston. But L.A. gets the ball back, a good break for him. Here goes that ball bouncing down again. Watch Gray, it hits right at his feet, and then you know you're going to get hammered. Young, number 58, is the man who's hammering him.
Out here, the ball is deflected, intended for Freddie Scott, who quickly gets on the ball because he was afraid it might be called a backward pass or a lateral. Stephen Crosby's the man that broke it up. 67 yards with Fowler going in from 4 yards out. Now the Express are in this ball game because they picked up a gambler's fumble caused by Fletcher. And Cleaver Weaver ran it in with 22 yards. That made it 14-7. But since it's been all the gamblers, the Express lost their golden opportunity down on the 1-foot line. But a lot of time left. Second down. Young, he's got the time. He's got the man. That's Townsell who's got the first down at the 41-yard line, despite the fact Will Lewis upended it.
They've got JoJo Townsell coming down, and Will Lewis is covering. Will Lewis is playing man-to-man on this short side of the field, and he knows he can't make the interception, so he does the next best thing, and that's to cut the legs out of JoJo Townsell.
Ball at the 41, and don't undersell Steve Young, who's not had a great night tonight. Or has he thrown as much as Kelly has thrown? That's Bodie in motion. But Young is a winner, and now he has got Sherrard as tight end, and that's another first down. And all of a sudden, they're in Houston territory at the 43.
Well, it's their turn now. Houston went down and scored. Now the LA Express coming from behind. They're coming back down the field, moving the ball very well, and all passing plays.
Hersey comes in with a play, being called from the sidelines. I guess this business of Nelson and Gray up the middle is out the window for the moment. John Hadel, quarterback himself, would rather throw the football. And I'm sure that Young would like to do that. He is their best runner, perhaps, anyway. Got a hand up.
Yeah, but the heat is on. He doesn't have enough time to throw the ball. There's a linebacker blitz on the outside. Andy Hawkins, number 59, is right there in Young's face. The defensive line is also there. He didn't have much time. Mike Mitchell read the play very well. They're playing one-on-one, the Houston Gamblers, using Will Lewis, number 24, the corner man, is playing one-on-one, and he's going to be covering JoJo Townsell by himself here.
They take the tight end out. They've got 4 wide receivers out of the shotgun. Young puts it out here and has his man, and that roll down. Diala makes the stop with Tony Bodie. And that's very close to a first down, and might be a first down inside the 35-yard line.
Looked like a picture of the Houston Gamblers playbook. They took Bodie and ran him out in the short flat, and they had the middle linebacker, Kiki Diala, trying to cover Bodie coming out of the backfield one-on-one, and Bodie picks up the first down. Humphrey, looking left and right at the stick, says that is a first down at the 32-yard line. 12:44 to go in the game. Young has only thrown 20 times. He's thrown every single down in this series. And going to, nope, hands it off to Nelson. Nelson has got some room and has a first down inside the 20-yard line. Scoggins made the stop at the 20-yard line. This drive began at the 27 after Gray booted the ball, and it was recovered, I believe, by Zimmerman of the kicking team. I'm not quite sure about that, but LA got the ball back. Jim, that was a draw play to Nelson. Everything is coming off of play action now, of all their pass plays. Don't be surprised to see him throw the ball now. Freddie Scott, good debut tonight. There's Nelson again. Nelson picks up some yardage. Gets down to about the 16 or 17-yard line. Holding on, you can see Tony Fitzpatrick getting up, number 62. Quite a star for Miami in that Orange Bowl game as a defensive lineman. Mark the ball at the 17-yard line, so we'll call it second down and 7. 2 tight ends in the game. David Hersey, number 81. Mike Sherrod, 86. Got them both on the same side of the field. I would imagine that Hersey will come back in motion. Young puts it all in the end zone. Townsell, touchdown, all by himself. 17 yards. Beating Mitchell. One thing Jack Pardee said about Mike Mitchell, he's the fastest man in the secondary, and when you're the fastest man, you should not get beaten.
Mitchell was beaten.
He was beaten by JoJo Townsell. Now, this is the perfect execution of what they call a post-corner pattern. Look at Young looking to his left and then throwing back to his right. Look where JoJo Townsell is, way behind Mike Mitchell, number 35, touchdown. It was a beautiful execution. If you like to see that post corner, you run to the goal post and you break it back into the corner of the end zone. It was right there. Young just took enough off of it, laid it in his hand.
And they asked Partridge to hold and try to tie the ball game up if he can, and he has. 21 all, 11:14 to go. The big play at the end of a 73-yard drive was Young on your right to Townsell on your left. The extra point by Zay Dihas, and it's all tied at 21 here at the Astrodome.
Watch Young. He's going to look to his left, and now he's coming back to his right. He sees JoJo in the end zone. Watch where this ball is put. Is that perfect pass or not? Right in his hands. Right in the chest.
Now from the 30-yard line, as Townsell goes out on replays, and Dihas has been called for a lot of long kicks tonight. Missed a 60-yard field goal attempt, missed a 50-yard field goal attempt. Now they're asking for that leg to go ahead and kick it off from a 30-yard line.
Well, how about they can't score a point in 15 minutes in the third quarter, and less than 4 minutes, they score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, marching the football each time. One marches 67 yards, the other 73. And Dihas kicks it off, and this is a good one. Here's Rodet. After 2. 10. Whoops, no place to go. Clarence. Going down. Clarence is not one of your bigger men either. McNeil weighed 140, Verdun weighs 160. Put the ball down at the 13-yard line, and Jim Kelly and his run-and-shoot offense, the Mouseketeers, take the field. 73 yards, 3.5 minutes off the clock. Townsell with a 17-yard touchdown pass. And for JoJo, that was touchdown pass number 5 that he's caught this year. And for Steve Young, that was touchdown pass number 6 that he has thrown this year. 2 in this game. Can you believe that Young with only 4 touchdown passes before tonight?
You know, you mentioned, what did I mention? About the fullback for the Houston Gamblers. Dollar? Danny Rich. Going into this game, the Houston Gamblers had 40 touchdowns, and Harrell had 15 of 13 rushing and 2 pass receiving, and still, what I think one of the top scorers in the league, or the top scorer in the league, and he's missed a lot of games. But here we go again. Now it's Houston's turn, back up the field. Richard Johnson. Watch Kelly put this ball right on target. No way that the linebacker Turner is going to stay with Johnson coming up the field. See the man who makes the tackle? Eddie Meek Cleaver Weaver got downfield.
First down from the 29. Johnson with his 10th catch of the night. Kelly throws it deep, and this is for McNeil. That is up for grabs. Tyrone Justin was there. And Aaron Mitchell was there. And it's second down. And Kelly is upset with himself. Unofficially, the Gamblers have 325 total yards. They've been averaging 400 yards. They've been averaging 32.7 points a game. They've got 21. And this is what Young and Kelly have been doing. Kelly's having his usual day, 287. He's been 300 yards or more 5 times, and once he was 298 yards, and that is 6 times of the 9 games they played, 10 games they played. Including tonight. Here's Kelly across the middle. There's Sanders. Green pulls up. He may have cramps again. He goes down. Cuts up to Mitchell to drag him down. Green is down with cramps in his right leg again at the 43-yard line. But Sanders is all the way down to the 43-yard line of Los Angeles. Green simply went to the ground and is still having trouble getting up. That was his man, and he cramped up again.
You're absolutely right. It's cramped up. You can't believe these wide receivers for Houston. They're running all over the place. Dwight Drain is saying, wait a minute, I can't keep this pace. Rick Ricky Sanders catches the ball, and just watch it what happens now. It's coming back across the middle, and you're going to see Dwight Gray right there. He pulls up. He's got cramps. That's not dogging it, folks. His legs just went out. And watch this. Here's Aaron Mitchell trying to stay with Ricky Sanders. Does a good job. Keeps the receiver in front of him. Out of bounds. First down. Dwight Drain is down.
9:27 to go in the game. They're working on Drain. It's 21 all, but the Gamblers are on the move again. A gain of about 3, second down and 7 from the 40.
And again, they just ran that thing with Richard Johnson where he dips back into the backfield, and they're trying to cover him with Kevin Turner, a linebacker, coming up. And they're going to pick up 3, 4, 5 yards every time they throw the play.
You know, we've had some excellent close-ups of Kelly tonight and another game. And I've never seen that glazed look that so many players get on the field. He just seems like, here we are, folks. Let's have a lot of fun.
Well, he's got all his receivers can hang on the football. It's obvious after getting hit, he's still holding on to the ball.
There's Fowler, who scored a touchdown, and Fowler gets about a half a yard and no more. It's third down and long. This time they were waiting for Todd Fowler. The man substituting for Sam Burrell. And Fletcher Jenkins has had a good night and was in on that.
Fowler that time, they ran that little sprint draw to Fowler, and they ran it in the dirt. And Fowler never got his feet underneath him, and he slipped as he was going into the infield, which would be second base, right?
That'd be second.
Second base. I like that, second base.
The Gamblers have won their last 3 in a row over Washington, Oakland, and Arizona. And how they embarrassed Arizona. Third down and 7. This is no embarrassment for either team tonight, tied at 21. Kelly gets it across the middle for Sanders. Flag goes down. He was held on the way down. That'll be a 15-yard penalty, first down. The way Mitchell's coming back upfield, he might have been the one that did it.
All right, Ricky Sanders. We're going to have Ricky all the way. Now, where is it? That's the illegal chuck. That's the illegal chuck that they're calling. It's on Howard Carson. And he almost catches the ball, hits him in the hand. Almost had the catch.
And the flag almost hit him in the head.
What?
Not John's head.
Defense, number 54, first down.
It is illegal to hit the man downfield. It's a good call by the officials. But look at Howard Carson. He's just saying, wait a minute, I just kind of touched him a little
But
bit.
he'd been past the 5-yard restraining line,
Exactly.
so that's it. Push him there, then you see what happens. Penalty takes it to the 25, first down, 8.5 minutes left. High game. Good game. Moser right, McNeil left.
I see a 28-28 overtime.
Okay with me. Sanders in motion. Kelly pumps once, now puts it across the middle of Sanders. Sanders, down he goes. And they'll keep the clock running across the way. Shy of the first down. John Truitt over there leading the rest of the Tigers. Sanders has had a good night, along with Richard Johnson.
Well, they run Sanders down the middle, then they, on a sprint pattern, then they run Sanders across, and then they've got Richard Johnson going down the middle, and Richard Johnson coming across. The guys they haven't really been using, Gerald McNeil a lot, and Moser a lot, but we're going to have an update on all their receivers.
9 catches for Sanders, Paul, for 96 yards.
He may jump into the top 5.
Second down and 3. Kelly gets it out here. Johnson runs out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. That's his 12th catch. Well, I've been waiting for someone to stop this Houston team.
LA has tried zone. They have tried man-to-man. They have tried everything. Richard Johnson and Ricky Sanders are really doing most of the damage. But just take a look at it. Now, Kelly is rolling to his left, and he's right-handed. Here's Aaron Mitchell. He's trying to keep up with Richard Johnson. That's almost impossible. Man right there, Jack Party, you've got to love this offense by Mousy Davis. We have not seen anybody yet that's been able to stop him. He will for a short period of time, but not over the long haul.
First down, goal to go, and not much there. As a matter of fact, they may have lost a half a yard. Todd Fowler, for the second time, gets stacked up in a hurry. Michigan is the only team. Other teams have beaten Houston, but Michigan is the only team that really kind of snuffed them out. The the ball back at the 9-yard line. Second down and goal to go. There's Mousy Davis of Mouseketeers, former head coach of Portland State. And we told you he sent many to the pros, including Neil Lomax of the St. Louis Cardinals. Kelly to call the plays on 2nd and 8.
Ever look at Mousy, how he always looks like he's looking straight up in the air? Because everybody's so much bigger than he is, except the receiver, the quarterback's the lineman.
Kelly looks in the end zone. McNeil can't hold on to it. Man got an arm in there, and McNeil could not hold on to it. And it's third down.
We have the two defensive backs from L.A. ran into each other, and one of them is hurt, and I can't get the number.
Can't get a reading. It looks like he's trying to get up.
Well, there's Aaron Mitchell. He's up.
Is that Henderson?
Henderson is up.
So that would have to be Justin, would it not? We'll take a look.
We'll see who it is. Here comes Kelly firing the ball down. Kelly's throwing, getting out of there.
Little nudge there.
Chica, number 75.
That would check on who is down in the end zone. When we come back, it is third down and 8. Houston's got the football. 6:55 to go, and we're all tied with the gamblers threatening. 6:55 to go. The Astrodome in Houston could want a better ball game. 21-all. Third down from the 8-yard line. And Tyrone Justin got up, and the rookie Alanda Smith out of TCU has gone in. His responsibility.
All right, here's Kelly. Look at him out, Jim. And now he's looking all the way at Gerald McNeil. Now here comes Tyrone Justin, and who does he hit? That's a linebacker, Howard Carson, number 54.
Third down. 21-all. You know, the gamblers love to gamble. They want the 7. If they get it, still plenty of time for Los Angeles. Johnson in motion. Kelly fakes, going the other way. Running out of time, puts it in the end zone. Can be intercepted and dropped by Troy West. Dropped. Would have come out to the 20. Would have been all over. Instead, it's fourth down and 8.
And here comes Tony Fritz, the kicker. And this ball, Kelly just knows he's in trouble. The defense is covering very well, and the pressure is coming on the outside. That's Fletcher Jenkins, number 90, and Weaver, number 61. But look at this wounded duck, and it's just right there. West, all he has to do is hold on to the ball. It's right in your hand, son. Twice.
Well, now Fritz was a very accurate short kicker. He missed for the first time tonight. Will try from 26 yards out. From 26 yards out, it is good. And with 6:43 to go, Houston is on top by 3. Modi, the man in motion. Young, the man to throw. Has time, delivers the ball. He's got his tight end, Mike Sherrod. And he is across the 30-yard line to about the 32-yard line. It's second down and 3. Fiala put him down. Mike is a 5-year veteran out of Illinois. Had no touchdown catches this year, but almost won tonight. John Hadel has to be concerned. His team has lost 4 of their last 5 ball games. And like Houston, LA has been scoring almost 32 points a ball game. We've only got 21 so far. Straight ahead is Mel Gray, who might be still wondering after this game about that ball that he dove over the line of scrimmage at the 1-foot line. We saw, by our angle, his feet clearly in the end zone. Of course, the ball's got to be in the end zone. Maybe he was bent back, but it looked like he had scored. It was disallowed. And back came the gamblers. 5:15 to go. First down. Freddie Scott wide to the left. Jojo Tanzel to the right. There's Young. Scrambling. He's got the speed to beat everybody there, and does. He's got the first down and will go down in Houston territory at about the 46-yard line. Steve Young, first down.
So true. Does he have the speed to get to the outside? Watch what he does to get to the outside. Runs right by all the defensive linemen. Here goes Young. play-action pass to Gray. Now watch, he's going to start going to the outside. Caton is after him. 93 is Hosea Taylor is after him. And Young, now he's pointing. Here's where he should have gotten out of bounds.
I thought he might, but he did not. It's a first down. Hersey in motion. Young, hands off to Gray. Gray's not going anywhere. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about all. As you can see that Andy Hawkins came in to make the stop. Line back on the left side. Malcolm Moore checks in. Hersey comes out. Second down and 10. Clock is running below the 4-minute mark. 24-21, Houston. For what? There's Gray, and he's dragged down on a fine play by number 62, Tony Fitzpatrick. He just fired off the line of scrimmage. A rookie out of Miami.
Wait a minute, we got a discussion, or do we have a flag? We have a flag down at the 45, but watch Fitzpatrick. Nobody seals off Fitzpatrick on the play, and Jeff Hart was the man that was supposed to seal him off. He just blew in there. Wait a minute, what do we got?
Against Los Angeles.
Ed Humphrey will tell us.
Illegal crackback block. Offense number 84. The penalty is declined. Third down.
That's Malcolm Moore. They don't want to give him another down, and they got 5 yards on the loss anyway, so it's third down and 15. Here's where Young needs a big play with 3 minutes 36 seconds to go. On his own 49. Shotgun. Young is going to be... Oh, he gets out. Still in trouble. Still. He's there. He makes another. Still on his feet. And down he goes at fourth down. It picked up about 6 yards on the play. The agility of Kelly and Young, their passing ability, we have seen a display tonight. At the moment, Kelly has all the statistics, and Houston's got the 3-point lead. Fourth down.
Jim, at the end of this, Steve Young's legs just failed him. He did enough cuts and enough moves watching. Here's Young back. Okay, Caton is the man that misses him there. Hosea Taylor comes over, he gets blocked. There's another miss there. Watch his legs. His legs are starting to fade a little bit.
4.
And he finally gets hit by Eason, number 34, the safety.
Hundreds to kick the ball high. And it goes out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. They always send Wyman Henderson down the left side, and Partridge almost kicks that ball to him as a forward pass. Once he fumbled it just into the end zone. The other time he caught it at the 5. This time, Wyman didn't have to do anything with it because it went out of bounds on the 5 on its own. Partridge, outstanding kicking tonight. Darrell of Houston is the scoring leader in the league, even though he hadn't played in a couple of weeks. For those 15 touchdowns. Bojovich is a kicker. Herschel Walker is not a kicker. Anderson is a kicker. And Gary Anderson is not a kicker. They're the top scorers in the USFL. That's how much time we've got left in this 24-21 ball game. We promised you 1,000 yards. We promised you 60 points. You're going to get neither, but you got a good ball game.
Certainly do. The way that scoreboard is right now, there's 680 yards total. If that's official, it's on the scoreboard.
45 points. Kelly and Houston, more than Los Angeles, have started inside their 10-yard line no fewer than 4 times.
I think he likes it down here.
Now they're looking for Johnson again. There he is. And Justin makes the hit. Out of bounds, stops the clock, 2:33. We got to start thinking about an MVP. Am I thinking the same way you are? Because it could be Kelly who delivers the ball, or he could go to a number of his receivers who catch the ball, and they've got a bundle of them tonight.
That's 13 for Johnson.
You know, you almost wonder whether or not you should give him an MVP to Tim Kelly because over 300 yards, because he does it all the time. I mean, that's kind of routine for him. Well, it's standard. 2nd and 7. Ball game isn't over yet. Kelly wants to hold him here, gets the ball back. Kelly, and down he goes, and that will help L.A. It'll be 3rd down and long. And a flag is down, and let's see whether or not there's a face mask or roughing.
They'll be holding against the Houston Gamblers. I would refuse this penalty because it'll
sure
put
they
them
will.
in 3rd down situation inside the 10. And holding is only, what, you're only going to go halfway back, so it's not going to do anything to them.
They refuse it. Donnie Martin was the man called. Coaches not confident at all about this game. Hadle on one side, Pardee on the other. Because right now, Houston, Jim Kelly and company have to get out of a hole, or their punter, Walters, will be kicking from his own end zone. 3rd down and 8 to go.
Oh, they got Johnson going to go right down the middle of the field. Now they're going to put him in motion.
As Kelly gets the ball out to Fowler. Fowler looking for the first down and has it. Big play. They'll let that clock run down to the 2-minute mark. Now time has been called because an express man is down on the field, Danny Rich, the linebacker. No matter head-on with Todd Fowler, the big fullback who's already scored a touchdown tonight.
And you don't see anybody leaving here either, do you?
Nope, not at 24-21. Rich trying to get up, but let's take a look at this big play.
All right, Fowler, you're going to watch him. He sets up, and the middle linebacker's the man that has to get him. Look at the screen, and here's all the blocking. Everybody's out front. Martin, Vulture, 60, 63. Frank Khalil got his block in the middle, and there's the first down, and Rich is the man that hit him, number 53, and is down. When you say in a game, Jim, that the offensive guys get tired, the defense has been on the field a long time, they're tired, I can tell you this defense is tired. The amazing part about it are the receivers for the Houston Gamblers. They've been running all over the place all night long. They don't seem to ever get tired. Well, they only weigh about anywhere from 145 to 160 pounds apiece.
This is what we were telling you about Houston, where they started out on their own 5, on their own 1, got it out to the 33, went on to score a touchdown, on their own 14 and marched it. That's in the second half only. They were in the same kind of situation in the first half, but that was a big play from Kelly to Fowler, who took it for the first down on 3rd and 8 and bottled up. Now they'll start that clock again, and they can let this thing simply run down to the 2-minute mark. No need to come out of that huddle at all.
The official did wind the clock,
But he wound the clock, and the clock's not going. Because an L.A. man down, and Kelly's probably saying, hey, why is
he's
the
got
clock
to do
going?
something because they're down inside out of 13 seconds out. They're down to a 10. And Kelly thought that the clock would wind.
Clock did not go a bit. Now, inside 2 minutes, if you get a first down, they stop it. But then again, they also wind it. That's Fowler getting out there. And now we'll get down to the 2-minute mark. And there it is. Now there's the 2-minute mark. It'll be 2nd down and 5, and it's Houston up by 3 with time running out. Pardee on your left, Hadle on your right. We have solved the dilemma. And I must say that Paul came up with the answer. When the man went down for L.A. Rich, they were charged with a timeout. And therefore, the clock does not begin until the ball is in play again. So that is why the clock did not wind down. So it is 2 minutes. The officials are right. We were incorrect. It's 2nd down and 5 to go from the 27. 24-21. Gambler, men and MVP. We got a pretty good idea, don't you? Here's Kelly, puts it out there. Oh, look at the catch across the way by Sanders. One hand high in the air, right brain all over him, and he made the catch.
Well, he only picked up a couple of yards on the play, but the play that Sanders makes, just watch the catch. That's what I'm saying. When you've got people that can receive the ball and catch as well as these guys do, there's a little one-handed shot behind the back. That's Drain out there with him. He only picked up about a yard, and he needs a total of 4 to get over 100. But look at the catch, folks. This is what these guys have been doing all evening.
Time has been called. The Express don't want him to run this thing off here. Ball at the 28-yard line. Another big play. 3rd down and 3, or they've got to give it up. At the moment, the Gamblers have hit the 400-yard mark, which is what they've been averaging all year long, 400.9 yards. They're below their scoring average, but they're still leading in this ball game by the score of 24-21. If they don't get the first down or kick it away, L.A. will have a chance for John Hadel. They've been going poorly. 4 out of 5 they've lost. Gamblers trying to win their 4th in a row. Kelly at the moment 35 of 47, a couple of touchdowns, 1 interception, and he personally has 360 of the 400 yards tonight. And Paul will go back to Buffalo as you take a look at the statistical comparison, realizing that the team he played for and in the area in which he lives drafted Jim Kelly #1 and didn't sign.
Well, how about yesterday? They got a chance to see Joe Cribbs, who they lost to the Birmingham Stallions, gain over 240 yards on his own, passing, receiving, and running the ball.
He's over 1,000 yards for the USFL season.
You think they're not sick in Buffalo?
All right, big play of the game. Houston wants to hold on to it. L.A. wants to get it back. 3rd down and 3 with 1:48 left. Kelly does not get it. They'll have to give the ball back. Fletcher Jenkins is there with him. Number 90. They only need a field goal to tie. Clock is running 1:35. L.A. does not want to use one of its timeouts now.
They can take it down to almost a minute. Then L.A. will have the ball with about a minute. You take the penalty here, it won't make any difference. Let it go down. They'll have the ball with under a minute after the punt and only 1 timeout.
Remember, Dwayne Gunn can fly. He's the man back deep for the kick of Walter. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Get the ball away. No flags on the play. Gunn is going to let it hit. Will not get a return on the ball at all. 56 seconds to go. The ball is inside the 30. 55 seconds to go. 1st and 10. L.A. and Steve Young, perhaps their last chance. The stage is set. 55 seconds to go. Houston 24-21. Zendejas has missed 2 field goals so far tonight, but remember they were 60 and 50 yards. Young will at least try to get within range for him to have a closer shot than that, and they'd like to go all the way and win it in the last 55 seconds. Kelly's had the statistics. Young will try to win the ball game. Young throws it out to Bodie. Bodie going trying to get out of bounds, and they're going to say he did make it out of bounds after the first down, getting across the 35 to the 38. Bodie, 47 seconds.
Took 8 seconds, Jim, on that play. Not only did he get out of bounds, but he also picked up 12 yards and got the first down.
A few more of those, and Zendejas may be asked to tie the game. 47 seconds. The clock will not start till the snap of the ball since Bodie got out of bounds. Mark the nose of the ball almost on the 39.
Tony Zendejas, Jim, he's standing down there all by himself. This is a time where the team leaves you alone because it may come down to just you.
Young out of the shotgun. Young across the middle has his man, and Bodie's got another first down. That will stop the clock while they move the sticks. 40 seconds to go, and a gambler is down, and that means they'll really stop the clock and charge a timeout. Not to L.A. Because a gambler is down. That is Andy Hawkins. His brother Mike is already out of action. Hurt. I don't know if Andy is that hurt.
Now, the first play that they threw to Bodie to the outside took 8 seconds. This last play took 7 seconds. There's 40 seconds on the clock. They give it an average of 8. That's 5 more plays, at least 5 more plays. There's Zendejas, Jim, and it's a lonely man. Just only one Partridge is holding for him.
In 2 plays, Paul, if you watch Zendejas, they moved the ball 30 yards and have it now at the 43-yard line. A couple of more plays with the same amount of time, and Zendejas will have to come out.
Well, You weren't that far off on your 1,000, Jim. Right now, we're talking 736, 37 yards in total offense unofficially on the board. Young, 16, 24 out of 24, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, no fumbles lost in this game. 205 yards passing for Young.
Well, there was a fumble. Remember when Fletcher Jenkins hit Jim Kelly and Meat Cleaver Weaver picked it up and ran it 22 yards for a touchdown?
Right.
That's like when I asked John Hadle last week, was there fun in this ball game? He asked that question to them and said, hey, coach, they ran the ball back 72 yards for a touchdown against you. He forgot all about it with what everything else went on. They're still working on Hawkins, so it could be much more serious than what it at first feared.
There's a lot of improvement on this LA Express team. Now, they led the league in fumbles with 27 going into the game. Now, they did fumble a couple of times in the ball game, but they got the ball back by their offense. So they didn't turn the ball over.
Hawkins has had ankle problems. We have no idea what it is as he is helped up. And he is going off the field. They'll miss him on defense. There's Tony Sendejas. 0 for 2 tonight. Now that looks terrible, but one of them was 50 yards and one of them was 60 yards. Jack Pardee, his team has won 3 in a row. They're 40 seconds away from winning a 4th in a row. John Hadle, his team has lost 4 out of 5. They're 40 seconds away from losing 5 out of 6. It all depends on how you look at it and what happens.
Here they come. The crowd is up.
This is the first down from the 43 of Houston. Young, look out. He's going to run the football and better get out of bounds. No, he cuts it back inside. Inside the 30. They better call time. 30 seconds to go. They've got a first down. That will stop the clock for the moment.
That's their last one.
Well, why did they take it if they took it?
Well, I saw John Hadle on the sidelines, and he was telling Steve Young to call the timeout, so this came from the bench.
Because they would stop the clock by getting the first down if he's going to run another play within the last 2 minutes.
Which hash do we want to be on, Dick?
They're looking at hash marks now for the kicker.
Where's Tony?
Tony's in Dejas now. Find out what hash he wants him on. Tony said, I don't care.
He's got a first down. Whatever they do will be designed to wind up at least on the side of the field if the hash marks as Sendejas would rather be. They'd like to take it all the way if they can.
Jim, I think, in the defense, now they're geared to watch everything to the outside. But a lot of times, that what's open is right down the middle, right down the pipe. And if you're going to throw it, you throw it into the end zone to the back of the end zone.
You got to. Otherwise, if it's complete down the middle, you may not have time to get your kicking team on to tie this thing up.
Well, that clock will, again, and it is important that everybody realizes that inside the 2 minutes now that the clock will stop on first downs until the markers are set. So that would give LA time to get to the ball, Young to get a pass, and just throw it out of bounds.
If they get a first down.
If they get a first down. If they don't, they still have 30 seconds. They have plenty of time.
Oh, yeah. Tennis, anyone? It's first down from a 28, 24, 21, the Gamblers. But Express have the ball, first down. 30 seconds left in the regulation time. They're going to let Kevin Nelson get a few yards at all. And now they've got no timeouts left. They better line up and throw that ball out of bounds in a hurry. 18, that's what Hadle is saying. 17, 16, throw the ball somewhere. 14, 13, down toward the sidelines and out of bounds. And there was a push of Freddie Scott over there, not called, but they stopped the clock. Now Sendejas has missed a field goal from 60 yards out, from 50 yards out, and will try one from approximately 42 yards out. And let's quickly check between the 40 and 49. He's 1 for 3 this year.
And Jim, what a lot of pressure you put on. You have 30 seconds and the ball inside the 25, and they're going to give you some stuff down the field. You have 30 seconds. Could have gone for the end zone at least 2 or 3 times.
42-yard field goal to tie. Ball is down, ball is up. It may be, it is good. Tie ball game for to go.
Don't you love it?
Zendejas is probably saying, at last you got me somewhere near my range instead of 60 yards or 50 yards. Tie ball game.
Do you have any idea with these two teams now? We're talking 756 total yards in the game. Zendejas makes it. Now, we'll see if Zendejas missed a kick before. You remember his expression, "Watch Zendejas now." Tell me if he knows it. Does he know it? Yes, indeed. Right away. When they hit it, the field, he knows he has it. Do you have any idea, Jim? There's 4 seconds left to go. They're going to squib it down the middle. Now, if time runs off on the clock when they kick off, would you not kick this ball out of bounds? Remember on the kickoff I told you before? Right. L.A. kicked off, or Houston kicked off to L.A., and time ran off on the clock. It went under 11 minutes. Now, wouldn't you just kick the ball out of bounds? But the thing said it cannot stop on a penalty.
That's right.
So they'd have to kick it again anyway. But
you're answering your own question.
Yes, indeed. I think it just came to me. But what I'm talking about, in the overtime, the flip of the coin, the way these two teams are going up down the field,
whoever gets them. Oh. All right, let's just see what happens. For Dan, I don't think standing back at the 1 yard line, he feels he's got much of a chance to get this ball because he can fly. Kelly is all ready to come out, depending on who gets the ball in overtime.
I'd kick an onside kick.
Well, let's see what they do. But they've got time to quickly call time. If it's too short, you might be giving the other man, Fritz, a chance to...
Now, if you kick an onside kick, all the fighting, and by the time they... There it is.
Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. Now it is touched. Now the clock begins to roll, and it goes right down, and it says 1 second left on the clock. Now that time did not start to go up the clock until he did touch it.
Yeah, well, that's different. But I don't blame the officials for this thing. You blame the timekeeper in the towns that you're in. He decides when he's going to turn the clock on. But what I'm saying is, if I was a coach, I would have told him something the last time.
On the 34-yard line, 1 second. And you never know. Out of all the offenses in professional football, with 1 second to go, Jim Kelly at the control, and the 4 wide receivers they have, it's not that bad a consideration that something might happen here. See where Kelly's going to put it up.
Well, Aaron Mitchell is going to go back about 40 yards, and they're all moving over to the left.
There they go. They got 3 running down, and there goes Kelly, but a flag is down.
Eddie Weaver.
If it is a penalty against the Express, and Kelly is down, he's getting up. If it's a penalty against the Express, they still got another play. Against the offense, it's all over. Let's see what happens.
Not enough men.
Illegal formation, offense. 26 men on the line of scrimmage. The period is over.
It's over. We're going to have the toss of the coin, and we're going to have overtime, and we may get our 1,000 yards in offense yet tonight.
Oh, yeah, these two teams can go up and down the field.
But I'm with you. Whoever wins this toss of the coin.
That's what the coach is saying. All right, now let's go out there and win that toss.
Oh, what a good ball game.
John Hadel's been in some overtime games, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. And remember, Oklahoma took this ball club in overtime, meaning Houston 31-28.
John said we've played for over 3.5 hours, and we've got to go to overtime.
I don't care.
Yeah, I have no place to go. I've got to go to New Orleans tomorrow for the draft right on ESPN.
Here's Ayala coming out from one side, Hart from the other, and they will toss the coin. And that's what we will listen for.
There go our people out there. We got the camera right on it.
Let's listen.
He wants hit. And it is tail.
Uh-oh, Houston got it.
Houston got it. That's twice tonight that L.A. has lost a toss. Don't point your finger at me. What do you want to say?
I'm going to tell you why L.A. decides to kick that way.
Why?
To the right. Because when they get the ball and they're going to try and field goal, Jim, they don't want to have any chance of being in that dirt where they can slip and fall.
Tony Zendejas, the hero of the moment, will kick off to Houston. And Jim Kelly will have a chance to add even more yardage to his impressive yardage of 360 yards. Whoever scores first, that's it. Houston trying to preserve that 3-game winning streak. L.A. looking for respectability. It is a fine young ball club the Express have, and they're getting a little bit better as each week goes by. A lot of the fans that left him are now sprinting back. They didn't realize that it'd be this short a turnaround before the kickoff. The overtime period begins. Dan is the deep man in the middle. And Deus continues to warm up. The official has not yet signaled, let's get going. Matter of fact, he is still along the sideline on the far side. And you can take a look at the fourth quarter stats. I should say through 4 quarters, 421 yards for Houston, 358. Getting closer to that 1,000-yard mark. Los Angeles has had the ball about 4.5 minutes longer than has Houston, but it's all tied. 24-all.
Ricky Sanders is going to have his chance to get his 100-yard pass receiver. Maybe even McNeil. We might have three players with over 100 yards before this is over with.
And Humphrey is still watching the clock. The players have been ready for at least a minute and a half, but there's a period you must wait between the end of the game and the beginning of the overtime, and Ted Humphrey is holding that clock.
They get 2 timeouts each in the overtime.
Dan back into the end zone. Young speedster. And down he goes at the 15-yard line. And here comes Houston again. They've had to move out from within their own 20-yard line a bundle of times. Kelly in regular play, meaning in the 4 quarters, 35 of 47, a couple of touchdowns, 1 interception, and 356 yards.
This may be his 400-yard game. He hasn't had one yet, has he?
Nope. Over 300 5 times, won a 298-yard game. Now he's over 306 times.
Well, here it comes.
There's McNeil coming wide to the left. Moser going to the right. 2 slot backs, Johnson and Sanders. Johnson in motion. Kelly throws, and look at this. There is Johnson all the way downfield. First down, 34-yard line. His 14th catch. You know, we still haven't voted him an MVP because the ball game isn't over yet. But I think you're getting a good idea if you've been watching our game tonight. The man in your picture might have something to do with it. Kelly has now thrown for 375 yards. First down.
That wide open right down the seam. Come back the other way with it.
Kelly coming out of the backfield. Johnson again gets up. Just picks up a couple of yards. Dwight Crane is there. Second down at about 5. Clock means nothing. Just score. Steve Young is hoping they do not. He gets back.
Come on, big defense!
Give me another chance.
We'll keep you up to date on how it goes on down the line. Johnson has now caught the ball 14 times, 139 yards. Kelly 37-49 for 380 yards. 20 yards away from the 400-yard mark.
Second down and 5. Kelly. And the ball is picked up by Troy West. Intended for McNeil. West has the ball. Steve Young and the Express will get their chance at the 43-yard line. Look at John Hadel talking to Young. They got a chance. Young is 16 of 25, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, 205 yards. The Express is celebrating, but now it's up to their offense.
All right, this pass, West is going to intercept it. Now, Kelly, remember I was telling you during the game how he's leading his receivers? This time, McNeil, watch where the ball is thrown. Is it behind him? It certainly is, and it gives West. He already had West beat. Had he thrown the ball out in front, McNeil would have had a chance of catching the ball. But Troy West just made an excellent play on the ball, and they have the ball inside the 45-yard line.
First down. Even as a Dejas kick would do it. Townsend in motion. Young throws out there to Townsend. He can't hold on to the football. And boy, it was almost intercepted along the sideline. It was up for grabs. Will Lewis was there, and the ball just bounced by him.
This is where they take the wide receiver out. Now, this is a screen out to the wide receiver, and Will Lewis makes an excellent play. The linemen are trying to get out. Zimmerman, 56, is out there. This ball pops out of JoJo Townsend's hands and almost caught by Will Lewis, almost right back into his hand.
Second down and 10. We are in overtime at 24-all. Kevin Nelson, not much. And now it is third down. Fitzsimmons, who made a big hit toward the end of the ball game, makes the hit there. Now the question is not a field goal, not a score, but get a first down, or you got to give the ball up again to Houston. West made the interception. Golden opportunity for Hale's men. Right now it's third and 8.
You know, it's amazing how the coaches, they go from smiling to little happy faces to sad faces.
Crowd is up. Young has the time, has his man, and not caught. Kevin Nelson out of the backfield. And now there's a flag in the backfield, and Young may have been roughed. If so, it is a first down. They roughed the passer. First down, Los Angeles.
The only guy I saw back there was Caton, number 77, and also Fitzpatrick was in the area, but it would have been fourth down. They would have had to turn the ball back over. Now there's a 15-yard penalty. It's going to put the ball inside the 30. Do you kick now?
I wouldn't.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 77, first down.
And that is Pete Caton. Now, let me tell you something, because we may have to get off the air in a hurry should this end. If Houston should have its three-game winning streak broken, Houston, Michigan, and Oklahoma would all be 6-4 at the top of the Central Division. First down.
Oh, they forgot the flag. They have to go back to the 47-yard line and pick up a flag. Those things are important.
Ball is at the 27-yard line. It would be about a 45-yard field goal from here. They want to get it closer, so it's a chip shot. Remember, they were down. They kicked the tying field goal with 9 seconds on the clock. 4 seconds when the play was over. Mercy in motion. Young fires, and it is caught by Townsend at the 20. And now they're within 37 yards of a winning field goal and within 3 yards of another first down.
You talk about pressure on a coach. This is when do you decide to make that move without a mistake? Now, it's second down. Time is really not important. They've got 11:36 and counting to go. Here's where you run the ball 2 more times and you put it right in the middle of the field.
If they win this, Pete Caton's roughing the passer is the big play of the overtime in the game. Run not very far, Nelson. Third down, and they can run another play. Third and about 2.5. There's Zendejas. Well, Tony, they never said it was easy if you want to be a star. Called on to get the 42-yard. Those other 2 attempts were 50 and 60 yards. Loney is being waved in by Steve Young with the play.
See all those face masks on all the other guys, bars all over the place? Zendejas has that little white jobby right there. That's not to block his vision, figuring he's not going to get hit anyway.
Scott, Loney wide left. Townsend goes motion left. Young is in trouble, and it may be out of field goal range for Zendejas. A big sack by Myers, a blitzing safety along with Fitzpatrick. Zendejas will now have a much longer attempt. It'll be well over 40 yards, about 42. Now remember, his tying field goal was in the same spot, 42 yards away, with 9 seconds on the clock when the play began. He will now try to win it from 42 yards away.
Oh, now Houston's going to take a timeout and make him think about it a little bit. Parties seems to be a little heavy looking shot.
John doesn't want to look. John doesn't want to look. They call timeout. Yeah, now he's got to stand up.
No, John wasn't over there getting sick. He just didn't want to watch it.
I tell you what, we've got to get a Menon MVP too, so get in your mind who we say if he makes it or does not make it if it goes on, because this is not settled yet. The Menon MVP is not settled, nor is the game. Jack Pardee, he can lose on this play. Don Hadel, who had his back turned, now striding up, can do no worse than tie on this play, barring, of course, a blocked field goal and the ball going the other way. He has already tied this game. Hadel again. Why not, John?
Come on, John, take a look at it. He'll listen to the crowd.
Crowd will tell it. 42 yards away to win or keep the ball game at a tie. 42 yards out, a lot of foot, and it is good. And the Express with Zendejas, whom I immediately give the Menon MVP award to and $1,000 to Tony Zendejas. Jim Kelly had earned it until Zendejas, with 2 42-yarders, wins it after tying it in the last seconds of regulation time.
John, look at him. All right, Frankie. Hadel's happy. He's smiling.
It lost 4 out of 5. Houston had won 3 in a row. Jim Kelly had the award all wrapped up until Tony Zendejas, with the pressure on in the last seconds and in overtime, kicked 2 42-yarders.
All right, watch Tony Zendejas. He'll tell you. He knew it. As soon as he hit it, he knew it.
And a quiet crowd walks out. And in the Central Division, it is 6-4 for Houston, Michigan, and Oklahoma. John Hadel didn't want to look. He hears. He didn't see it. He doesn't even look around even now.
No, he grabbed a hold of Mel Gray and just almost choked him to death. John's a happy man. There's Ray Malavasi. That man there, forget his name, but he's their security man.
The Express are now 4 and 6 below the 500 mark, but when you've lost 4 out of 5 and come on and do it like that, our Menon MVP is right there, $1,000 to the college or university of his choice. He graduated from Nevada, Reno. I would assume it will go there. There's our Menon most valuable player. The Express, Kelly had all the statistics. Young did not have the statistics of Kelly, but in the end, it was the Express who win the ball game in overtime with 10:19 left on the clock, 27-24. It'll be a happy trip back from the Astrodome to Los Angeles, California.